we are, Bonfire Banter. We have a fantastic NFL episode here. We have Mike Kearney and we have Brandon Ware. Thank you guys so much for coming and joining us today.
No problem.
Thank you for having us.
So I first want to start off by saying, how about them Bears?
2-0.
2-0, the ugliest 2-0 that I think I've seen in a long time.
I mean, I gave Trubisky the first 4 games before he gets benched.
He might get himself till 6 now.
I think he gets till 6.
He gets till 6.
He gets 6 games by going 2-0.
I agree. You're going to at least buy yourself 4 games every win you get. I mean, you're going to buy yourself 4 more.
You're both wrong. He's done. He's done.
After what point?
Like Atlanta's coming in after.
They're going to. Well, are you thinking they're going to score on us?
Can I?
All right. Sorry.
Come on. Atlanta's coming in after giving one of the right.
They gave up
leads.
Yes.
They blow leads.
This is the head coach's job, right?
Yeah.
They're going to score points. We might put up a little bit. It's over with.
You think we're going to get outscored?
No. I'm betting the Falcons, and I'm betting them big.
Really?
What, after this week, we're going to start hearing Big Dick Nick from Philly.
You know what? It's not going to take much. It's not going to take much to get Chicago fans talking Nick Foles. It's not going to take much. And Trubisky was on the fucking brink.
I mean, he had
week 1
3 quarters of terrible play. So
week 1, we were already almost hearing it. People were on. I even saw you on Facebook going, Trubisky needs to be out.
Let's sit him down. Let's sit him down. You brought Nick here for a reason. I was shocked that he didn't even start.
I agree. How did he not win the camp?
But I think they're just pairing Trubisky with
the better timing with these guys.
It has to. It has to.
Right? Do you think it any different way than that?
You know what? You know what it is this. In my opinion, it's finally at the point where once he messes up, this is the last thing, and then they can say we give him every chance. We gave him every chance, and also it's a perfect, and once again, in my opinion, play because Foles is a stud for about 14, right? Like, but he's never been healthy.
Yeah, so keep him in for that second half of the season.
So, we gave him 4-6 games, and here we are now. And guess what? Perfect plan of attack.
Pull that Philly magic.
Yeah, now
halfway
pull the Philly
the
magic.
Season, yeah.
Here we go. Here we go.
No, I think it's a decent
The only thing I can say is all offseason I was thinking just give Cam Newton a shot. I didn't draft him in my fantasy league, but I felt like
he was at the dollar store.
I wanted.
He was.
Yeah, he was basically.
He was.
And I'm like, if you're gonna have an open competition, the guy has been hurt. You don't got to pay him much. Let him come and compete.
What do we pay for Foles versus what did they pay for fucking Cam Newton?
Cam
$14
Newton's
million.
$14 million for Foles.
$14
million for Cam, which I think got 3.
He got 3, and it's not fully guaranteed.
Yes. So what the fuck are we talking about?
Like I said, he was at the dollar store.
And I feel like Cam Newton plays he would fit the system
that they run.
That we're running better than Foles.
Absolutely.
Welcome to being a Bears fan.
Exactly. Why are we not making these moves?
I never got it.
It doesn't make any sense to me either. So at the end of the day, we could just sit here and say like, what about Pat Mahomes and what about
can't do
Deshaun Watson and what about Cam Newton and what about else? This is what we
are
talking
laying
about.
Down in traffic.
That's so that's basically where we're at. What does Mitch have to do this week to keep his job for a while? I think that first off, I think that you saying that we're not gonna be able to keep up with them, I think is just wrong. I think that the Bears D will keep them to under 24 points.
I hope so.
24 or under. 24 or under. And I would bet on that. And I think that the Bears need to come out of the gate hot, and they need to get on early. But I think we can score more than 24 on the Falcons D. I think we can. So I'm thinking 31-24. I'm thinking something around there. 27-24. That's kind of.
I need to see Mac playing. I know he's not healthy. Robert Quinn's not healthy. No, he has a knee issue, so he's questionable.
He's been questionable a couple weeks
and then
ago.
Robert Quinn is questionable, so that pass rush is a big part of the game plan.
Yeah.
But I agree. I think the defense can hold them to 24. The Dallas defense just had so many injuries.
Yeah.
I think we can hold them to 24. I don't know if our offense can outscore. I have to
Their
see.
defense is trash.
I have to see it. I would love to see the offense.
24.
I would love to see the offense.
You're thinking that Atlanta's going to be like 34, 35, somewhere in that range?
I think it's a 42-28.
Oh,
really?
32-31
He thinks we
ball
get
game.
gutted.
I don't think we get gutted.
I don't think we get gutted either.
You know what? Khalil Mack's brother, a lot of people don't know, is on the team.
No, he was on the
Buffalo.
team. He didn't even get him from the practice squad.
Well, here's the thing. I actually think Khalil Mack's brother has been dressing in Khalil Mack's jersey.
Oh, my God. Don't be talking that way about Khalil.
I'm just saying, I'm riding with the Falcons. and my boys, right?
It's a high-powered offense.
You have some insiders.
Yeah,
it's a high-powered offense, though.
Yeah.
All right, do you want to make some juice on this episode right now? I want to go 20 on this game? Just straight up? No spread, no nothing? Just go straight up?
I go 100.
Twin? No, I don't want – I'm not that – apparently you feel I'm not that juiced on the Bears.
All right, we'll go 20.
Let's
just
go 20.
Live
bet.
bet.
Live bet.
Yeah.
Let's go twin. Let's go a little 20 twin.
Like
and the next time – and I'm going to use that 20 to put stones underneath the chair, so I'm not the tallest one here, but I look like the smallest.
You know what? I mean, if you're upset about your seat, I will trade you seats gladly.
No,
Mike's a big guy, guys. Everyone. He's big. He's so strong. I have never seen a stronger guy.
I got the smoke. I got the low level. I feel like everything is catered to you. But,
why not? I'm the host here.
Oh, okay.
What are you talking about here? Right?
You're right.
You thought it wasn't going to be catered to me?
Yeah, you're right. Very solid.
So
point.
for Mitch to keep that job, he got to go 4-0.
You got to go 4-0. Okay.
For me, he has to go 4-0.
So let's just say worst case scenario, which Kearney's going to be wrong, but let's just say we go 3-1. He loses this game. We go. Who's right after that? Might need to pull that up real quick. But right after that, let's say he goes 3-1. Let's say, and maybe Rob, pull up the next couple games for the Bears real fast. But let's say he goes 3-1.
Okay.
Let's say he loses against Atlanta. He wins the next in week 4. First off, let's just say he loses against Atlanta. You think he's getting benched after losing against Atlanta?
No, I think give him 4 games.
Okay, so you think he's going to go, what if he wins the 4th? He's going to buy himself at least 2 more games.
He's going to buy it.
I think you buy him 2 more games.
It's going to take 2 in a row.
Two
losses in a row.
Okay, I can see that.
Well, let me ask you guys this. Are we
I
all
think
on
they
the
got to be
same
bad
page?
losses, though.
We're all on the same page, but by the end of the regular season?
I think playoff time, if we're in a position playoff time,
and if we're wrong,
injuries based or something, I wouldn't bet against.
And if we're wrong,
the
Bears are in the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
with you.
I just don't like the offense with Mitch in there. I think they don't give it enough to him. I mean, it's heavy set, play action. You get half the receiver. You get 1 receiver, 2 tight ends, and a running back.
They're dumbing it down for him.
They dumb it down.
I feel like they're just giving him what they know he can do, and they're not. Nagy's not ready to give him the full playbook.
Right. It's year 5 for him? Year
3.
Year 3?
4.
3.
And then when I see like Justin Herbert, when I see Justin Herbert for the Chargers,
he's gonna get his 5th-year extension. Sorry.
Not even get starter reps, and before a game, Tyrod Taylor gets punctured lung. You go, okay, rookie, you're in. He balls. I mean, as a rookie who never played before, and I go, Mitch has been here 3-4 years. This guy didn't even get first team reps and came in. They lost. But his they didn't lose because of him. We lose games because of Mitch's play.
Yes, I agree with that. And that's the thing is that's why it's a tough time for me to like keep sitting on the Mitch train, because like at the end of the day,
I feel like
everybody else that's like elite. They come in on day 1 and they're ready to go.
I feel like I'm watching Rex Grossman all over.
I totally
Sexy Rexy.
Sexy Rexy.
Dude. Okay, so this is what we got up next. So we got Atlanta, and then we have Indy.
Lost.
Those are 2 wins.
Who they play after
Those are 2
wins.
The
Bucks win.
Loss.
Give me that win. It's at home against Tom Brady and the Bucks. We'll see. Carolina.
That's a win.
Rams.
That's
at
a loss.
Rams.
That's a loss.
It might be a loss.
We always beat them. We always beat them
Rams
there.
good.
Foles is in by Carolina. There it is.
Okay. Foles in by Carolina. All right. I'll give you that. And then we go New Orleans at home, Tennessee away, Minnesota home, Green Bay away. I mean, there's some tough games in the middle
Minnesota
of the
looks like trash, so you should beat Minnesota twice.
They do look like trash.
They look like trash.
All right. They look like trash.
All right. To go off the Trubisky thing, and I know he doesn't know our quarterback, Mike.
Yeah.
Mike Murata.
Yeah.
I do have something really cool about this. So Mike's quarterback coach since his senior year of high school is named Jeff Christensen.
Okay.
Eastern Illinois guy. Okay.
Did he play at Lockport?
His son did.
Okay.
Went to Iowa and ended up at Eastern.
Yeah.
So just stay with me, and I'll get to the point. So Jeff Christensen owns Throw It Deep. Okay.
Quarterback camp.
Mike Murata, our
quarterback in college. Yeah.
Our quarterback college It was him, Jeff, and one other guy in 2005 when he first had an idea of throw it deep. Okay, when his son was a U.S. Army All-American, went from Lockport, went to Iowa.
Yeah.
Long story short, now throw it deep. Garoppolo.
Oh, really?
Okay. Kirk Cousins. Eastern Illinois. Yeah. So he's out of this world. Out of this world. You're talking 6 hours a day from the little kids to the high schoolers to the college to the pros.
He's filled.
Okay.
He's busy.
He's busy.
Yeah.
Long story short, Mitch reaches out to Jeff Christensen and throw it deep. Right?
When is this?
This year.
This past year.
So he's changed quarterback coaches going into this year and went after the best. Oh, by the way, Patrick Mahomes.
No.
Kid you not. I have video of it.
Wow.
A video of it. So here's the thing.
Now we're talking.
So you're reaching out to the best.
So you told me I got some insider information saying that Patrick Mahomes worked with a quarterback coach who is now working with Mitch Trubisky.
Jeff Christensen, throw it deep.
Okay.
So he's working with them. But why would Mitch, these guys train and put their roots down in something and are very loyal to their trainers, as you would know.
Right.
So for him to jump ship and go to that level, right, to try, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But he
knows his job's on the line. He knows his
NFL
life is on the line.
That's my point. Yeah. That's my point.
He's fighting.
Mitch knows.
Yeah.
All right, time to – I got to do it.
You got to play.
Because otherwise it's done.
Yeah.
He's a career backup.
He's a career backup, and, you're hoping for, a season-ending injury to maybe get that shot again.
And
some guys never do.
He's Blaine Gafford. He'll be Blaine Gafford.
Absolutely.
That's what Blake Bortles.
Blake Bortles, same situation.
My point is, he's reaching out, right? And these guys don't jump their trainers like that. So for him to just completely
right.
And respect, because I would do the same thing if my job was on the line.
Exactly.
You got to do something different. You got to
you got to change it up.
Put that on something and make yourself better one way or another.
Absolutely.
Here's one thing I want to know. We'll start with Brandon on this one. Who's your? Obviously, we're all Bears fans here. Who is your top team you like? Someone you're thinking maybe don't answer the Chiefs, but somebody you like.
Other than the Bears?
Yeah.
I like Baltimore.
Baltimore's fun.
But right now I'm going to say Russ, because they keep driving home the point that he never got an MVP vote, and I just
that's crazy.
He went to 3 Super Bowls, 2 Super Bowls in his first 3 years, 4 or 5 years, something like that, and he never received an MVP vote.
The defense is so good though that I think that now he's
the guy. He's the guy.
Yeah. You don't need the defense to make that team a playoff team every year.
Just total package team does the most with the less. Him and Aaron Rodgers do the most with the least.
Yep.
I'm going to say those are the 2 teams I'm watching for. One, because Lamar's is.
Hey, he's so fun.
It's just
he's Michael Vick.
He's Michael Vick-ish.
Maybe better.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
But I do like the running back situation there. But right now, Seattle, I think they have all the weapons on both sides of the ball. They're going to be tough to beat.
I like DK.
DK's
a freak.
He
dropped a couple balls week 1 that I was surprised about, but
he's a big boy.
An athletic freak. He'll get it
That's
back.
a big boy.
He's not gonna, you drop those. Right. That happens to all of us. But
I would like this. I wanted them to bring Clowney back, but then they traded for.
Where's Clowney at?
Tennessee.
Okay.
But they brought in the safety. They brought in Adams, the safety. So when I watched him on Monday Night Football, he is all over the field.
He's a savage. That's why the Jets couldn't keep him, because they're trash.
And like you said, I was bored there.
Yeah.
I watched that dude play all over the field. It made me it's Troy Polamalu all over again.
Yep, he's an animal.
So
he's an animal.
Seattle.
And the Bears could have had him, by the way.
They could have.
Who do we get inside? I think it was actually
they re-signed the dude they drafted.
No.
From Alabama.
I forgot who we drafted the year instead of Jamal Adams. No, is it Trubisky draft?
I'm not sure.
I don't even know.
But
Seattle.
I
know that we could have
drafted. I normally know those type of things.
Yeah,
I
know we could have.
It's Seattle for me. I'm watching Seattle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I like Seattle. What do you think?
I knew I liked them. Obviously, I'm gonna say Seattle, because they're interesting because Russell's never had weapons.
Yeah.
Right.
To the point now you're gonna see the best of, because he's got weapons.
Who does he really have? He's DK. He's got Tyler Lockett.
They gave him Greg Olsen.
Greg
Olsen, yeah.
Disley's
back.
They're
giving us Jimmy Graham. I mean,
we paid Jimmy Graham $9 million.
I know. That's stupid.
But I'll tell you this.
Jimmy Graham's paid a little bit of dividends.
A lot of people are going to answer Seattle, and they are on my list.
They're a fun team.
I will tell you who I absolutely love is Tennessee, because Derrick Henry to me is
that's my Madden team.
Yeah,
that's my Madden team.
Me too. Online, all day.
All day.
It's like a creative play. But I will say this: I also follow the Colts for one reason only. I think Quentin Nelson, is the best player in the NFL.
Offensive.
Quentin Nelson,
offensive line.
He's a guard.
He's a guard. Yeah.
Yeah, he's an animal. He was Notre Dame.
Yeah, Notre Dame.
He's a beast.
But I like watching. I like what Tennessee's doing. I like their coach. So I follow Tennessee, and I follow the coach purely because I truly believe Quentin Nelson is the most valuable player in the NFL.
Interesting.
He's a machine. That being said, obviously, if I'm gonna root for someone to go to the Super Bowl, it's gonna be Seattle.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are any person, like I said, a lot of people are gonna have that opinion. Cause
I agree. They're a fun team. I mean,
Yeah,
Russell Wilson again is like one of those guys where it's like
third round
he can
pick.
make anything happen at any point in time. Give him a list of idiots,
Right.
and he'll make them look good because he's just that good.
And you never
his deep ball, dude. It's like Aaron Rodgers.
He does
5 years
everything
ago.
the right way. He does everything the right way, though. Good father, good leader, good everything on and off the field. You can't hate on Russ.
Right.
No,
so
nobody
the
can hate
fact
on
he
Russ.
finally has an opportunity to.
You say Tennessee, and I think you remember this. When they drafted Mitch, I said that's Tannehill 2.0.
Yeah.
But Tannehill looks way better than Mitch right now. So I don't know about that one.
Yeah, hopefully we're saying that, right? But once again,
but he's a game manager. The thing that sucks about it is at the end of the day, he's never going to be better than a game manager.
That's what he needs to be, but he
can't
even be that, Justin.
That's what I'm saying. But that's the best that we could hope for Mitch Trubisky, is that he becomes a game manager.
Yeah, then he's Rex Grossman.
Are you going to keep those guys happy? Like Allen Robinson already wants out.
He wants to get paid.
He wants to get paid.
No, he doesn't want out. He wants to get paid.
It does sound like he wants in, right? It sounds like he kind of wants to be.
He's not going anywhere.
Well, they didn't want to negotiate with him.
Why?
But then you paid
Tariq Cohen. You
paid Tariq Cohen, and then you paid aging Jimmy Graham $9 million.
Yeah.
And Allen Robinson on the last year of a 3-year deal. I mean,
give him an extension. He's a number one all day.
He's your number one.
All
the receivers got paid.
ESPN 1000, right? I was just saying this. Is he a cornerstone?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's the best player in the offense, hands down, easy right now.
He's gonna get paid. And then after last week, you see there was one catch. I think it was the first quarter. He went up full extension.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, laid out.
Right, like perfect window. Perfect window.
Beautiful.
Right there.
Beauty.
That just shows you.
Right.
Yeah, we need him.
Yeah.
Like we need
he can make
for
plays.
Whichever quarterback's there, you need Allen Robinson.
Yes.
So.
Big Dick Nick or little Mitch.
Either way, we need Allen Robinson there.
Absolutely.
Pay the man. Pay the man his money.
Yeah, pay him. He's 27.
I need the money's all mine. The money's. No, the money needs to be all Allen Robinson.
All the money's getting out of hand.
Yeah.
But all the receivers in the league got paid. He's on the last year of his deal. He's your team number one.
It's us, and it's the league that is making these guys insanely rich. So we can't say like it's getting out of hand. It's like that's the product. They deserve it. You know, it's like they're getting paid what the market says.
Dictates.
Exactly.
And you really don't know the nuances behind the NFL contracts because the guarantee money and
I don't know.
You really don't know. I mean, they tell me Patrick Mahomes gets $450 million. It's 162. You just don't know.
But
he plays the whole thing out. He gets $450 million.
He gets a $450. Right.
But here's the other thing: is like Cam. Yeah, you could pick him up at the dollar store, but you think Cam's signing for that? I ask you guys, go look at his incentives. Deal.
Up to $5 million.
Yeah, like
but still.
But so
still $5 million.
No, but you're doing a 1-year contract right around 5 or 6, right? Is acceptable. You think Cam, the way Cam operates, and I'm a fan of Cam. Right? If you think how he operates, Cam's not walking in there thinking I'm gonna hit every incentive.
Right. And that was his thing.
So I'm gonna make $5 million. And then guess what? How many sponsorships does he have in Boston, New England now going on?
So many.
So he's a smart man. I mean, dude, he's not hurting. Trust me.
And again, to go under a coach, like who's better to have a guy like Cam
Belichick?
Newton, Bill Belichick?
He gonna figure out a way.
Find a way to make anyone work in his system.
I mean, game one, I didn't see game one happening when he runs the ball 15 times.
But that's the reason why I was so high on Cam going into fantasy season. Like I was making trades right before week 1 of my other fantasy league that we're not in. But I was making this trade with them, trying to get him and trying to trade away Matt Ryan. And
because you draft Matt Ryan because he has weapons.
Well, I drafted him at the end of the draft because I needed a quarterback, and it's always like a safe late round.
I do that with Drew Brees.
So anyway, I ended up getting Matt Ryan. So I'm like real high in him preseason, and like right before the season started, I'm like making all these like putting up like Derrick Henry, and like Matt Ryan to get back Kenyon Drake and Cam
Newton.
And I'm like, but I'm about to give away like a guy that they're talking about in Derrick Henry that might start getting some more receptions, who's gonna maybe lead the league again in rushing yards. It's like I'm gonna give that away.
He gets all the goal line touches.
I know. It's like I'm gonna give that away to like get like a Cam Newton that.
But Cam Newton gets all
the
goal.
the same amount as Matt Ryan anyway.
No, but Cam Newton gets all the goal line touches.
I get that.
He's the running back.
But the reason I even felt worse about it after week 1, I felt worse about that decision because I never made that trade.
Right.
I felt happy that I didn't make the trade because I don't want to see Cam Newton running that much. If I'm a fantasy owner, at least
6'4", he's 6'4", 225.
Okay, but you keep taking those shots. Like Cam Newton is a guy that has an injury history.
Right.
You're gonna start running lead ISOs with Cam at the goal line. Like I'm cool with him scrambling and like getting a couple of rushing touchdowns, but if there's gonna be running him ISO like all the time, like I don't know that I want him on my fantasy squad.
But
that's all I'm saying.
But look, the two highest quarterbacks right now, like Josh Allen and Cam Newton. Josh Allen ran 15 times for 90 yards.
I don't want Josh Allen either. I'm looking for guys that are going to play all season.
You know who I'm looking
all
for?
Season.
You know who I would who I want running the football in?
Who?
Over Cam Newton on the goal line?
On the goal line quarterbacks talking here?
I'm just talking, we got to get in the goal line.
All right,
I'm Derrick Henry.
Me.
I want the cock man. I want Justin Peacock.
You want that hammer?
I want the hammer.
Ever since we were kids,
and that's no homo.
Ever since we were kids, he's been unstoppable inside like 20 yards and in. You're
not good at blocking. He's good at falling forward.
Yeah. He never falls.
But he falls for the swim move. I'll tell you that. We want the hammer. The hammer, baby.
He's like a baby Mike Allstott.
Yeah,
he was he's getting in there.
High school was even better because I had the neck roll.
Yeah, he had the neck roll. Yep.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Wayne Train.
Yeah.
That being said,
we're going to have to call this one real quick. We're going to come back real quick. I got to call this segment for a second. We're going to be coming back for segment 2 real quick. Thank you guys for being here.
Oh, no problem.
Thank you
Thanks
for
having
us.
See you very
soon. So we're talking NFL here. A couple things were left unsaid. Obviously, a lot of things are left unsaid. But we were talking about teams we like. I want to know teams that people are hyping that you know or you feel that do not deserve the hype. Kearney, let's start with you here.
Me first?
Yes, let's go with you.
So teams that
are getting hyped
that don't deserve the hype?
Yes.
I got you. Cowboys.
That's my first one that comes to mind.
Come on, man.
It's the first one that comes to mind.
The poor Cowboys, because they're always getting the hype, and they never deserve the hype.
Yeah. They get all the America's team bullshit, and they never live up to it.
But that's probably an easy answer. Because
there you go, right there.
Another one like the Buccaneers.
I
want to hype them up. They got all the weapons. Brady's got the weapons.
I grabbed Gronk in one of my fantasy leagues.
He ain't did nothing yet. You dropped him?
I just dropped him because I'm sick of it. It's like, you know what? He's not even getting targets. He looks slow as hell.
He looks slow, yeah.
He looks so slow. And you know what? He'll be on that because we have that 3 bench spot in my league. And I think he'll be sitting around there. If he starts to get a couple of receptions in a game, I could probably grab him back up. But
I just feel
I'm sick of his ass. I got Dallas Goedert, and I'm not going to look back.
I feel like those are the easy answers.
Yeah.
Right?
Dallas is an
Everyone's
easy answer.
got Dallas.
I expected you to say Dallas. Yeah.
Brady and the Bucs. I want to jump all over them. I still watch them because you're interested. But you know what? Like to really look into it.
What do you think about the Eagles? Like the Eagles are always hyped. Like they got
they're hurt. They're hurt. So like
who's hurt on the Eagles right now?
Alshon. Who isn't hurt?
Okay,
Justin?
Alshon's hurt.
I think the O-line.
I
think the O-line has some missing people. Yeah.
Because I don't know about all their injuries.
Wentz is getting hit a lot.
I got the answer. I got the answer what I'm looking for. So everyone's gonna. Majority of the people you ask, Cowboys, Bucks.
Yeah.
It might be the 49ers.
They had a
injured.
ton of
That's
injuries.
what I'm saying. Injuries.
Mostert. They had Garoppolo. They had Bosa.
Both DNs.
And Bosa's out for the year.
Both DNs are out for the year.
Is it both?
Both
so I think
DNs out for the year.
That's my honest answer. Because, like,
49ers gonna take a huge,
if you're a football fan, last weekend just through
ACLs,
everything.
Man.
Yeah.
That's like your worst nightmare as an NFL fan, is watching that game as a 49ers fan.
And watching every player go down.
Oh, my gosh.
Who are you talking after 3 ACL surgeries? You don't think I feel
You've
it?
had 3 ACLs?
On the same knee, baby.
Jesus Christ.
Duct tape and bubble gum is what's next.
Yeah. So you're obviously playing a ton of basketball these days.
A ton of golf.
There you go. You get a little, Tiger had his back, but, eventually he got around. Your back's good, right?
I think.
Yeah. A little
question mark?
What you need is it's your right, and you're a righty, right? Yeah. So a lot of the torque's on the left knee when you're, really stiffening that shit.
I'm not that good at golf.
Pick up bowling.
I've seen it.
Pick up bowling.
You're a bowler, yeah. You're a bowler.
Are you a straight? But I'm a straight thrower.
Yeah, me too.
No.
Okay, good.
No, you're not a straight
Justin, you're out. Me and him are just gonna go hang out.
You get it done with the straight?
Yeah,
because I know you're a good bowler.
I line myself up.
I feel like nobody's that good that's straight bowler.
Yeah.
Well, us athletes.
Athletes.
Elites.
I went at Concordia. I was actually in a bowling league with Derek Lewis. What's his first name?
I said athletes.
He wasn't into the greatest athlete in the world. But what I was getting at was that I was bowling straight, and that was my first time that I was in a league where I finally figured out a little bit of a hook.
Yeah.
And I'm not accurate with the hook.
Yeah.
Because I don't play enough to where, golf's the same way for me. But you're telling me that I know you're a good bowler.
Yeah.
You've been bowling your whole life.
Yep.
You're a straight ball.
Yep.
Me too.
First ball.
Gotta hit that pocket.
My first ball, straight ball, hitting the pocket. And then
You can curve it to some spares?
I can curve it for some spares, but first ball, straight ball.
Really?
If you don't mind me asking, what do you
I just figured
average?
you're garbage, and I just took you as garbage.
So when I was in the league, I'll average like 195.
Damn,
I was
that's
like
what I'm saying. He's
good. I was like a kid though. So.
Oh, but so like, what if you go out? If we go out, the boys go out.
Right now, I can give you like 165, 175.
Yeah, because I'm hovering around at 110. That's me.
My kick ball.
He looks at me. He's like, "Who was talking shit here?"
I'm right around exactly where you're at. Okay. As a straight ball. My buddy Eric Woosley has we used to go money. He would give me pins. Yeah. He's the curve has his own bowling ball.
Yeah.
Shoes.
Yeah. Fuck those guys.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Were they willing the balls? 2 balls.
Yeah. His curve ball.
We were playing about 2-3 times a week at one point, competitively for money.
Right.
$20, whatever.
So you were losing your ass.
No, but he was giving me pins, so I was winning. I was up to 190. I would say right now, if we were to leave right now and go 150 to 170 range.
Right. Yeah.
But when you're hot, if you get the straight ball, you know what you're getting.
Right.
You know what you're getting.
It's you gotta have that release point. You better be consistent on that release.
Yeah.
But
it takes a while.
Let's get back to NFL here. One thing I want to talk about is there's a lot of teams right now that I feel like are on the brink of something that I don't trust. Tennessee's one of them.
On the brink of being good.
I feel like they're on the brink of being great, but I don't really trust them. I hate the Packers, obviously, because I'm a Bears fan, but they have Aaron Rodgers looking amazing.
There's my answer right there.
But Aaron Rodgers looking amazing, looking like his old self. I thought for sure they were going to start this season, and the Matt LaFleur thing and Aaron Rodgers with disrespecting him in the draft was going to blow up in their face immediately.
I think it is, though. I think Aaron's approaching the season, and I hate the Packers.
Yeah.
But I think you slapped him in the face by drafting his replacement.
Yes.
Aaron,
it's a Brett Favre move. It's the whole thing over.
It's what he did to Brett Favre, but Aaron's not Brett Favre's age. Yeah. So Aaron still can go win a Super Bowl somewhere else.
He's close.
So now it's like a fuck you on my way out. I'm going to show you my worth. Yeah.
So you think he won't be there next year?
It's hard to say. I don't know how many deals left. I don't know how many years left on his deal.
This is
but
it.
if he plays like this for the rest of the season,
this is it.
Are you sure?
And he can walk away.
Almost positive, Rob. If you could look up Aaron Rodgers' contract for us,
if this is the last year,
I think this is the last year of his contract.
If this is the last year, he goes out like this. Yeah. Even if they want him back, he doesn't come back.
I'll tell you one thing.
He goes and wins somewhere else.
I have heard, and I obviously listen to a lot of Bears podcasts and stuff like that.
The big.
But I've heard it's not a long shot
for him to come
for a guy like Aaron Rodgers to want to give a big FU to a franchise. And it's not a terrible long shot that he would want to come here and say, just to give
I got
it
to play
to
you
him.
twice a year.
Just to give it to him.
I got to play you twice a year.
Which, guess what? Aaron Rodgers would go from the guy I hate the most in the league to the guy I like the most in the league in about 30 seconds if that guy signed with us.
I'll take an Aaron Rodgers.
Would you not take him?
He's got an extension until December 2023.
On the books? It says they offered him that?
But I've heard.
He signed through 2023.
So he's saying he signed through 2023. What's this big cut?
But he'll be 40.
You could buy
But
him out.
you
'Cause I've
drafted-
heard multiple people.
I mean,
Well,
they did
he's
that.
unhappy.
They did that with Alex Smith. When Alex Smith signed an extension in
Okay.
Kansas City, they drafted Patrick
Yeah.
Mahomes, and then within
So
that rookie
rough.
year,
Yeah.
they let Patrick Mahomes play, and offseason traded Alex
Okay.
Smith, who then got paid. So
Yeah.
it's not too far fetched to have you drafted what you consider his replacement,
Yeah.
and Aaron plays like this. His value's as high as it's ever going to be
Yeah,
if he
why
plays
not
like this.
sell him
Sell
when
him
you
high.
know he's only got a couple years left?
You already hit him with the fuck you. You drafted his replacement.
Already did. And you haven't been
When he has
hitting
3
with
years
any
left.
talent. You're not trying to bring
No.
in anybody.
You drafted a quarterback when you need receivers, or he hasn't had a first round receiver in his entire career. So
Luckily, they're decent at drafting. Again, I
they're
hate giving them compliments,
I am good
and
at
they're
drafting.
really good at drafting wide receivers. And Devontae Adams has worked out, and they're lucky again. And they'll probably get rid of Devontae in the next season or two.
Before would love to talk about Alex Smith and what he just accomplished.
Yes,
Uh,
go with that.
yeah.
Go with that.
But before talking,
Okay.
before we go into that, speaking of drafting,
Mhm.
even though they're not the most competitive team, Washington. Okay.
You like their draft?
Well,
they play hard.
you can't. They play hard.
All right.
De-
I wanna hear this.
defensively, when they sacked week one, all
They got a lot of
Chase
great
Young-
D-line.
Ryan Kerrigan. I know
Yes.
Ryan a little bit through Dan Durkin,
You really?
who played at Purdue with them.
Yeah.
They were roommates, but if you watch that, out of all the sacks they had, like almost close to record breaking.
Right.
Yeah.
You had Ryan with 2, Chase Young with 2.5,
Right.
and then guys half sacks, whatever. Every guy with a sack on their defense, I think there was 7, 8 of them.
Yeah.
All first round picks drafted by Washington, still in Washington.
I mean,
And they got Ron Rivera now, which is a great leader. Obviously, he's an ex-Bear. I always root for ex-Bears. And to go through a change of, the franchise and the goddamn Washington football team, which is a goddamn nightmare.
But I'm just my point is like first round picks still
They're doing
in
well
the
at drafting,
system,
still a system. Yeah.
putting up.
That's a GM thing. Whoever's, because
Yeah.
they just got Ron Rivera, obviously,
Yeah.
so it's not but you're right. I think that's fantastic. And that's the one thing I do know. I don't know a ton about the Redskins, but I do know that.
Washington football team, Justin.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Washington,
bad.
yeah.
I haven't said it just there. Look at that. Yeah. The Washington football team. We are anti, Redskins here. We are, we're very PC here on Bonfire Banter, so we don't want to offend anyone. So,
I think
Brandon, who's your team? I was asking him that question. Who do you think's a little overrated? Do you have anything to add to that part of that conversation?
going into the season, I felt the Cowboys were overrated. Going into the season because I don't feel like Dak Prescott, he was commanding $40 million a year. I don't feel like he's that quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it's the market. I don't think he is.
Part of it's the market. Part of him,
But
he's won some games.
He's won some games, but he hasn't won in the playoffs for me.
Yep.
So he wants $40 million.
And he's got Zeke.
I love Zeke.
Debatably is maybe the most talented, best all-around running back in the league is Zeke.
He's up there. I give him top 3.
Top 3 all day.
I felt like going into the season it was the Cowboys, and now you kind of see what they're doing. They haven't been as good, but they also have a lot of injuries.
Mm-hmm.
Overhyped for me, probably New Orleans. I mean, New Orleans, it's a toss-up because New Orleans, without Michael Thomas, looks like just an average team.
Yes.
Different ball.
It's a
different team.
I mean, Kamara's going to do his thing. They got all those weapons. I feel like if Michael Thomas is out a couple games, that team should still produce.
Yep.
You got top 5 tight end. You
Yep.
got 2 backs. You got offensive line. But without Michael Thomas, the team, Drew looks like an average quarterback.
And that's the thing that's funny to me because I felt like 2-3 years ago, everyone's like, oh, Michael Thomas is only there because Drew Brees is balling.
Right.
And
I
like
think it's
as if
opposite.
Michael Thomas was a product of Drew Brees.
Right.
And now it's like,
Drew Brees is
actually,
a product.
yeah.
140
And maybe it was in the beginning.
He had 140 catches last year.
Dude's an animal.
And you know who the ball is going to go to, and you can't stop him.
He's like 20, 29, 30 like they showed it on Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
Without Mike Thomas, like
he's just
Antonio Brown at one point, like with the Steelers.
Right.
There was someone else, but he's like close.
He's up there.
30%.
He's elite
of their offense.
elite.
Everything goes through him.
Yeah.
If I had to pick a second team, I would say everybody thought Minnesota would still be pretty good.
Good call.
They lost one player. They lost Stephon Diggs. And people are like, oh, you still got Adam Thielen. Adam Thielen looks like trash without Stephon Diggs.
Game 1, he put up some stats, but he's going to start getting a lot more attention because they don't have that second weapon.
He's going to get double teamed.
They do got
but they've been giving up a lot of points. Their defense.
Who's their second wide receiver?
They drafted a receiver, Justin Jefferson from LSU.
So
in Minnesota,
they still got some. They still got Thielen.
Gone.
They still got Thielen.
What's his name from Creekmonique? Ole Miss. Old boy. The Minnesota receiver. Where's he at now? Laquan Treadwell.
Treadwell. Yeah,
they
he's
let him go.
He's in Atlanta, I think. I think he's in Atlanta.
No, you're right. Yeah,
he's
you're
in
right.
Atlanta. Minnesota.
They think Kirk Cousins is the shit or something.
He got paid
they believe in this guy more than anybody has ever believed in Kirk Cousins.
Everywhere
Maybe
he goes.
since the Spartans, which they should have believed in him. He was a beast in the Big Ten.
They gave him $86 million
holy
guaranteed.
Shit, he has not proven much in the NFL to get paid like in a top tier
guaranteed top tier contract, and then they extended him after that.
He was the highest paid player.
And
he was the highest paid quarterback for a second.
He hasn't done anything.
And before he got paid, you know how cheap Kirk Cousins is? He was living at his father-in-law's.
I heard about this.
Yeah, still.
Driving his minivan and literally sitting in like you want to talk about grandma with plastic couches.
Right.
Like he's doing it. There's like NFL.
I love that though.
No, I'm just saying that's how he is.
That's cool though.
And he literally, when his agent calls him, he's just sitting there like you would think it was like a 70s.
Yeah.
70s.
It's like the Odd
gets
Couple
the call, but like he's so cheap. Wasn't renting a car. Wasn't renting a house.
Yeah.
This dude is. And that's
why
I like him.
He'll be set the rest of his life.
Right.
And he's competitive, though.
I remember he had an interview, or he got up on the podium right after he played his career with the Spartans, and he gave this like really eloquent speech at the Big Ten awards night or something like that.
Absolutely.
And that was when I knew. I said, you know what? At the very least, that's kind of how I felt about like Russ coming out. Right. Was like, get these leaders, man. Like at the end of the day, like get these leaders. Like Deshaun Watson to me. That's why I thought like the Bears thing.
Yeah,
I'm okay with the Bears not hitting on a Pat Mahomes thing.
But like Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson was SEC. He was proven.
Beat Alabama when Alabama's never been at a higher.
And guess how many fucking players you play in the NFL that are on Clemson and on Alabama.
Right.
You're playing all these same players. You'll get Trubisky. How many Duke
started 1 year, 12 games.
How many Duke corners are in the league right now? Or how many fucking, this is who Trubisky was playing.
You're going to get me going.
Right. I know. I get hot.
No.
So I'm saying, like,
he beat Alabama. Alabama's never been at a fucking higher
You had a
point.
chance to get a quarterback who won the national championship.
I don't know anything.
What else do you want from a quarterback coming out of college?
It was a quarterback who relied on some running game, like Nick Saban.
Right. No, he
and
won those games.
A bunch of
I lost a bet because I bet Bama.
I believe
him
he
running
Bama.
in.
He beat Bama. So
no,
if I'm drafting, I'm looking.
If we had a chance at Taylor Lawrence, we'd go draft some guy from fucking a D2, Tristan Abilene or some shit.
Right.
It's like the Bears just.
Probably take a kid, a senior from York.
Yeah.
So for Ryan Pace, he's just about missed on majority of his first round picks.
He's gotten lucky with a couple things recently, which is Eddie Jackson.
He got
so lucky.
Eddie Jackson's not a first round pick, and the only reason he wasn't because he was injured.
Alabama.
He's good with late picks.
He's
good with late picks. The first round picks he misses
every time.
Except Danny Trevathan.
He didn't draft.
Roquan. Other than that, you got
Roquan did hit. Yeah.
You got Adam Shaheen.
Yes.
You got the fucking Kevin White in there.
Kevin White.
Oh my God.
Who was the big ass DN that we drafted that jumped out of the fucking pool?
Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah, the dude from San. He was a late round. He was a San Jose State guy.
No, I thought he was earlier than what he should have been.
Trubisky was a pace pick, correct?
Yes.
So if you go,
so was Tariq Cohen. So was everybody else.
So if you go back and look at his first round picks, he has more failing grades on first round picks. You go look at the late picks, he's fine. So it goes back, is Trubisky going to be tied with Ryan Pace, or are you going to tie Trubisky with the coach? because
they're trying to give.
I feel like they're trying to give it to the coach.
They're obviously trying to do that because that was John Fox. It was not.
Right.
Nagy was in KC,
right.
And before he came over and got the head coaching job, he was working for Andy Reid, and he did that draft where it was Deshaun Watson and Trubisky and Pat Mahomes, and he was in there, and he was very vocal that he hated Mitch Trubisky. He was very vocal about it. And then you're going to give him a head coaching job for
with the quarterback
you know,
he didn't like.
One of the most prestigious franchises. Obviously, he's going to take that gig over being an offensive coordinator for Andy Reid. That's the next progression on things. That's not the quarterback he wants.
That's not the quarterback he wants.
And I don't even think that Nick Foles is a guy that fits what he wants either.
No, but
he's a little more accurate.
Big Dick Nick
he can get through reads.
Can communicate and do some things that.
The biggest thing that killed me last year was watching Mitch and going, get through a read.
He can't.
Look at a guy and go, okay, this is cover 2, or this is cover 3.
He still can't do it.
Okay, here's a guy that I'm looking at. He is covered. Now, who is my second? Who is my third? Fucking Mike Marotta would teach Mitch Trubisky about getting through a progression. And this guy is
what's funny,
number 2 overall pick. It's insane.
What's funny
crazy.
Is I was telling you, Mike works part-time for Throw It Deep. So actually,
Marotta is one of the most intelligent football players I've ever been around.
But
Mike Marotta, please come out and see us soon. I ask you today. We're gonna get you. I know you got a kid. I know you got a little baby now. We're gonna get you out here, Mike. So be ready.
The same Throw It Deep, as I said earlier. Mike is one of the quarterback coaches for Throw It Deep. So technically, Mike Marotta is teaching Mr. Trubisky.
Yeah.
Mike, I probably not.
Probably not, but let's give him that much credit.
No, but you understand what I'm saying? Like it's funny because it's. I'll show you boys. I have live footage.
Yeah.
My old roommate when I was down in River North, the draft when we drafted Trubisky.
Yeah. I was in Vegas and I almost started crying.
It makes no sense.
Legitimately started crying.
Live footage. I got like Doritos and a Bud Light in my hand. My roommate's from his bedroom.
Yeah.
Right? And he knows.
Watching it over there.
Yeah, and he's a Detroit, so he knows I'm watching it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I tell everyone.
And stop the story. You have a Detroit Lions fan, those exist?
How?
Unfortunately.
Does he still love Barry Sanders?
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
that
being said, Barry Sanders was my first jersey. How do you not love
Barry?
Everybody got love Barry.
But he
Walter
got
Braden's better.
I have Walter. I have Barry over Walter. He has Walter over Barry.
Barry's better at different things. Walter, the reason why I think he's better.
That's
a
whole
nother.
That's a whole nother.
Let's not
I
get bogged down.
almost went viral because I tell everyone this.
Yeah.
I know a decent amount.
Yeah.
Maybe Mahomes, but I was like, one thing I do know
is Deshaun Watson.
It's Deshaun Watson.
Yes.
They drafted Mitch, and I was like, right? I'm one of those guys who loves this.
I
right?
know I'm in it with you, man.
So I sit there and I'm watching the pre-draft, right? Like
and
I'm
you're like, dude, we got Deshaun.
Yeah.
And we go from 3 to 2.
So I'm like,
right, you trade up.
We're getting trade up. Like I thought we traded up for Watson. I have live footage of just me not knowing I'm being recorded. Who? That fucking bum from North Carolina? Who? Like not knowing.
Yeah.
I didn't even know he was home.
Yeah.
Like raw emotion.
Yeah.
And then
it made no sense.
Almost spilled my Doritos. Which
Almost
would have been
spilled
but
tragic in itself.
But like just raw emotion of like who? Who is that?
It makes no sense.
Like
to be honest with you, okay, so later in that draft, we draft Adam Shaheen, who is out of a D2. Everyone's going, oh, baby Gronk. Yeah, he played against all these D2 guys, and he looks great.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Thanks for drafting Adam Shaheen. Then you go draft in the fucking 3rd round Tariq Cohen out of another D2, which everyone, you could say whatever you want about Tariq Cohen. Yeah, he's a great little gadget player. He ain't shit, man. He's not anyone's winning us shit. That's great. He's not Tyreek Hill. He's not that. Then in that same draft, luckily,
he's a small
we drafted
jackknife.
Eddie Jackson, who
right.
was injured, who was a value pick.
Right, and got paid.
Luckily.
And now was the highest paid safety in the league.
Luckily, that was the highlight of that
You
draft.
like Tariq Cohen?
I like Tariq Cohen as a Bears fan. If I was an NFL fan.
He's Darren Sproles-ish.
No, he's not. Darren Sproles is so much better than Tariq Cohen. It's crazy.
All right, I agree with both of you on that.
They just don't use him the way they use Darren Sproles.
Exactly.
If he was used better, he could be better. I agree with that.
So you can't hate on him. He is productive, and he brings something to the table.
And he's exciting, and I like him. I'm not saying I don't like
But he's a
Tariq
jackknife.
Cohen.
He's a jackknife like Sproles was.
Right.
But he's not. You have to
He's
give
not
him
a
the
lead
same
back.
opportunity.
He can never get lead carries. He's never a good guy. He's a third down guy that is fun to have as a weapon.
Well, he should return kicks.
Which
he
maybe
should return
third
punts,
round.
And
Was he third round? I think he was the third round that year.
I think so. He should be screens and he should be running routes.
But can we
that draft? I just feel like is he just?
They run him between the tackles.
Did you ever see the video though of when they drafted him? Him doing the backflip,
catching two
balls at one time. Right away, I was like, "Who again?" Right? Like who? And I saw that, I was like, "Well, probably a pretty good pick right there."
Yes, I did it. That's funny because my exact reaction was almost word for
word. Athlete,
really good athlete. We're gonna fit him in there somewhere.
Yeah. Which again, I still feel that way. I'm not saying I hate Tariq Cohen. It's just I feel like some of these picks are like there's stretches and their reaches and like. You couldn't have got Tariq Cohen like 2 rounds later? Was there that much hype on him?
Right.
But here's the problem, and not to cut you off, here's the problem with the Bears that I struggle with, and I feel like we're going to be on the same page as this, is as a Bears fan, he's productive. But the Bears are trying to put him in a role like that he's not. Like, so like, if we were a really good team, like Darren Sproles,
if he was on the Chiefs,
but but think about it, when Darren Sproles was Darren Sproles, the Chargers were a very good team.
But they also had
but that was
a package for him.
Right? That was his role. That was his role. We're trying to make Cohen.
Yes.
LT, Michael Turner, the burner, NIU. But we're trying to make him something he's not.
Right.
If
they shouldn't run between the tackles.
If we
never.
If we were a good enough team, right, where the Chargers were at that point, and just let him fall into place.
So again, that's why I felt like Jordan Howard was the perfect guy to complement him. That's why I was like, Jordan Howard, I guess, got a little hype because we gave him a bunch of touchdowns.
Look how many touchdowns he has. Look how many goal line touches.
He's garbage now, dude. He's literally like a non-factor.
Well,
like he went to Philly, he had a decent year. And now he's on Miami. And
he's supposed to start, and he's not starting, but he has like 4 touchdowns on the season. He's a goal line back.
Miami's also not starting
4 in 2 games.
He has 3 in 2 games.
Miami's also not starting Tua, Justin. So that just shows you they're not playing the right
Ryan
players.
Fitzpatrick's playing good, though.
Ryan Fitzpatrick balled out last game.
He balled out.
I will disagree with that because
against the Jaguars.
I feel like
sorry, Terrence.
Tua is obvious. Yeah, sorry, Terrence. Sorry, I got a couple guys who are Jaguar fans. Chris Flowers out there.
They're blowing it up.
Sorry for that.
No, they're
blowing
it up.
You guys suck. Sorry, you guys thought Minshew was going to be okay. He's not.
I started him this week in one of my fantasy leagues.
I bet him.
Going into this week, he might be okay, actually.
I bet him. Even worse.
I started him going against Miami. I'm like, oh, man, this dude threw 3 touchdowns first 2 games. Let me just throw him out there. He gave me 8 points.
But I will tell you one thing. I think if I was in Miami's front office, I think that I am sitting Tua as long as possible.
Ryan Fitzpatrick goes somewhere and makes it hard somewhere to let somebody else play. Ryan Fitzpatrick balls out.
He could be our savior. Everywhere.
He ball here.
The guy's an Ivy League guy with a beard that is like smarter than his brain.
Yes, this guy.
You know.
You got an Ivy League quarterback. You're at least gonna get a little bit of
There's only one
IQ there.
There's only one person that can save the Dolphins, and that's Dwayne Johnson on Ballers. You know,
Ballers.
with that, because that's who he played for.
The Rock,
right? Yeah. But if the Rock can't save you, if he's your only hope, you're screwed.
The Rock is trying to save the XFL right now, from what I'm getting
Yes,
at.
he is.
Is that a real thing? Because I kind of heard that he was buying it to own some kind of rights, and it's never going to get back off the ground. He bought it to get some kind of something.
No, he owns it all.
If it's one person to do it, I think he can do it.
Absolutely.
To balance the two.
I think if there's one person that could, kill a 2-party system in the United States politics, it might be
The Rock.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
People's eyebrow solves all problems.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, he's good looking. He's like looks like every race combined.
He's a little bit of everything.
Yeah, it looks like he's like everything.
I mean, even though he's like Hawaiian, he's some black in him somewhere.
Yeah, he's Samoan. He looks like he's a little bit of everything. Though everyone could relate to The Rock.
Played at the U.
Yeah, exactly. This guy's fantastic.
The dude played at the U when the U was the U, and he didn't really play.
Yeah, he was just a part of
crazy. That's crazy.
Underlying person.
But now you look at The Rock, and you're like, if
how the fuck did he
like
play?
if I had a kid who was like 14, 15 years, a boy, I was like, oh yeah, The Rock didn't even start.
Yeah, that's what's so crazy about some of the athletes that we have in professional sports right now. Even 20 years ago, because that's when The Rock was coming in, a guy that looks like that,
right,
and that can move like that was not good enough.
One of the craziest. So for me,
and I don't want to I don't want to turn anybody off of trying to be the best and going out there, because anybody could be huge and do some cool things, but The Rock didn't make it, and he was humongous. Oh, cool! Come here, baby.
We went to the birthday party for Albert.
Wow, cool.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Wow.
I love Harry Potter.
Neat. What do you think about the Bears?
I
Who's
like
your favorite
him.
player? What jersey do you have?
Khalil Mack.
Khalil Mack, absolutely. He's a fantastic player in the Bears, right? All right, cool. Well, we're going to get out of this segment here. We'll be coming back to you for a third. We might have another panelist or not. We'll see if Brandon still got some time. We at least got to get back on to get this axe going. So
stickers?
We'll be back for a third segment. Signing out for just a second. Segment 3, we're coming back here strong. We want to start out with getting these guys signing the axe.
Yeah, let's get
There's no
Signing
doubt.
your ass?
If you want to.
Well, I already did that in college, but
I've never
axe.
signed it off yet. It's still there.
Still there,
Tell me
tattoo.
what it-
Yeah,
I
I've
just
never
said
watched
that.
that.
Mike, we probably need to cut that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was supposed to be secret, man. My girl wasn't supposed to know about that. Give it a little signature on there.
Okay.
And don't sign too giant. We got hopefully a lot more people to come.
You're definitely good.
But we want to know you've been here, Kearney, so thank you. But so Brandon, on your fantasy squad right now, I know you're in my league. Are you in any of the leagues right now? Or
Yeah,
just mine?
I got 4.
You got 4,
which is way too
Holy
much.
shit! Yeah, it is
Yeah,
too many.
way too much. But one's like 2 are for fun for work. I'm 0-2 in our league, and I hate to admit it, but I'm 0-2.
You've been a very high-scoring loser in both of those outings.
Yeah.
So I think you have good things coming your way.
I ran into Cam Newton week 1,
Yeah.
gave up, and then I think week 2, I can't remember, but I think I got
Did you have Calvin Ridley going against you?
somebody won double digits, like 30s.
Crazy, yeah.
Let me get that.
Calvin Ridley in I only play 2 leagues, and in the league I'm not in with the majority of my guys here, I got Calvin Ridley in, and he's the number 1 receiver in fantasy right now that I think I got in the 5th round, which
Brothers
is
on the
no
Bears.
big deal.
like
no
the
big
two.
deal.
I like to my own horror here, but I did get Calvin Ridley, and feeling very good about that right now. Kearney, who'd you? I know you probably play fantasy too, right? Or no, you're just gambling.
No. What's funny is this is the
Yeah.
first year since I've been 19.
Yeah.
I'm normally in 3 leagues.
Yeah.
Right.
Nothing.
Since I started business,
Really?
I literally just couldn't make the drafts, and
Yeah.
my boys are so competitive
Pragmatic.
about
Right.
it. They're like, no, you're out.
Yeah.
So
I kind of did that this year with some of my guys. I couldn't make it to the live draft, and I got fed up.
yeah, I'm with it. I understand, so I'm not mad at them, but I do a little ESPN with
Okay.
random
Yeah.
of that
Some public
this
leagues.
first year,
Yeah.
I'm normally 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. This is the most I've ever done.
So who's like the guy that you maybe drafted one of these leagues that you're feeling real good about that nobody
who I
had?
would, oh,
Yeah. Maybe a
dude,
steal you got so far.
it's got to be Cam. It's
Cam,
got to be
yeah.
Cam.
Okay.
I was seeing a lot of people betting high on Cam. I kind of felt the same way about Gronk going into the season. Like, Gronk took a year off. His biggest thing was his health.
Right.
And I felt like him going and getting thinner and healthier. Like, I knew myself. After I stopped playing football, like, I played 14 years in a row with 1 year off in between my first and second years of college. After that 1 year off of my first year of college, and then I came back my second year of college with 1 year off, I went Elmhurst and then Concordia and then took a year off and then played 2 more. That year in between, my body felt brand new after 1 year
After
off.
1 year off.
But, like, you never really fully recover, I feel like, because when you're playing, by the time you're kind of starting to feel better again, it's spring ball, and you're running around again, and you're...
It's a lot of wear and
tear. And, like, in spring ball, I felt like it was always trying to prove yourself. We're at D3, and, everyone that was playing D3 ball knew they weren't on ESPN. I felt like it was even more aggressive in practices, because we all knew that no one's watching. We're trying to kill each other for spots.
Right.
And I felt like some of the competition was crazier than it might have been at some of these big schools because some of those guys coming with, big scholarships.
Right.
And they know they're playing.
Or
our guys
if
were
they
like,
don't get a spot, they transfer to some.
Yeah.
Transfer portal.
Yeah.
Right.
Big
and
Ten to MAC. I'll go to Northern from
U of I.
U.
In D3, it's like some new freshman. You're a senior. Some freshman that could have been a D1 talent that just didn't have the grades can walk in the door at any moment and take your job. None of us were that elite to where someone couldn't just walk in the door from a D2 or a D1, transfer down, and take our spot.
You know what's funny is I started at Division II.
Yeah.
And when I went D3, I wasn't the official starter.
I was the man in high school.
I'm saying I went from a higher class to Division III.
We had a talented D3 team.
Well, I'm just saying, and for certain reasons, but
depends on who's on the roster.
I dropped exactly.
Yeah.
Like there was some young kid who did everything the right way and
who was in front of you.
Remember Chris Thompson?
Yeah, CT. Yeah.
I mean, and then Curtis came in. And
Curtis was an older guy again.
But it's one of those things. I came from scholarship.
Yeah.
Right.
And it was not handed to me.
I know you had a couple injuries too. Again,
yeah, but
the knee, was that in college? You had one knee in college. Two after?
No, both my ACLs were in arena football.
Really?
Nothing. My labrum was in college my senior year. Other than that, never injured, bro.
Really?
And then boom,
that was my big thing. You actually called me personally after college ball, and you said, "Justin, I know you can make this team." You called me up. It was you, and you said, "You can make this team. I know you play. You can make this team."
Kyrie and Boswell.
Exactly. And I said, I believe you, that you believe enough in me that where I can make this team. At that point in my career, it was like, at what cost?
Are we talking arena or are we talking college?
After college. After I got done playing 4 years of college ball.
Arena ball.
I basically got caught in the same situation. I was a baller in high school. I get into this college situation where the guy that started in front of me, Kyrie Copeland, shout out to Kyrie.
All-American.
Fantastic. All-American. He just got, inducted into the Hall of Fame at our college.
Hall of Fame introduction.
Really? Wow.
He's the best running back that ever played at Concordia, which is amazing in any college, but just so happened to be when I was there.
Too. Great father.
All-around guy. Him and his brother Terrence.
He's down in Arizona now, head coach.
Absolutely.
Great guy.
Is that coach of what? High school squad?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Good for you, Kyrie. Hell yeah. Anyway, he deserved to start over me. He was more talented back than I was. But at the end of the day, it's the same thing. It's just it's a depth chart situation. Right. You walk into any room, you can be real good, but you got one special guy in the squad that's playing the same position as you, and it is what it is. Which, again, is I feel like some guys in the Bears are kind of in that situation. Like, I feel like Anthony Miller might be slightly better if A-Rob wasn't in the picture. But then I also don't know for the guy like that. Is he taking advantage of the fact that A-Rob's bringing attention to him?
It looks like the rookie's taking that rookie number 11 is taking all the snaps from Miller.
Mooney.
Because when I looked at the number, it says Andre Miller was only on Anthony Miller was only 30% of the snaps.
Yeah. And Mooney had a couple big catches.
He had some big catches. Yeah. I mean, they drafted Calvin Ridley's little brother.
He hasn't been getting shit.
He ain't been getting shit.
And Javon Wims has been in the mix for a couple of years. He had a good catch.
Finally.
We also got that tight end from Notre Dame who I haven't seen do anything yet.
Well, he had one good catch the other game.
One good catch.
Komet.
Yeah.
But obviously you get Jimmy Graham to try to maybe groom that guy. I feel like that's what they're trying to do is maybe bring that vet to go, okay, we spent the high draft pick on Komet, so let's get like a Jimmy Graham in there, which we're hoping someday he could be, and like train, get this guy up to speed a little bit. Is at least what I'm trying to hope that they're doing.
So you're asking, like, your original question was, is Anthony Miller
can he be a breakout guy if
with someone in front
A-Rob wasn't around?
No. He's a breakout number 2 wide receiver.
He's a number 2.
But he's a number 2 though.
Absolutely breakout potential.
He's not a number 1.
Same catch week 1 to win the game.
Yeah.
Opposite.
Yeah, he drops.
Yeah. Breakout, talented, explosive, absolutely. Number 2.
He's a number 2.
But he'll never be your number 1.
I don't even know if he's number 2. I think he's a slot receiver in a 3-receiver set.
He's an explosive.
That's like
it'd be a fantastic number 3.
But he's explosive.
Number 3.
He's explosive slot. He's
because
nowhere
can
near
you imagine
number
if you got a situation where he can be your number 3? That'd
he's
be
supposed
fantastic.
to. Like, you think if you look at Pittsburgh, when Juju was the man last year, I mean, even though Big Ben didn't play the full year, he couldn't be the number 1 guy. Yeah. He looks better as a number 2 or in the slot.
Yeah.
Same thing, same situation.
And again,
here.
Everyone thought he was more because
they thought
he was taking all his coverages away from him.
And then we saw him try to be number 1. He wasn't, but they put him back in the slot, and now he produces.
Anthony Miller is the type of dude, and correct me if I'm wrong, where you could put in that, where his highest potential is where people aren't focused on him, and you just randomly throw him in 3rd and 15, hit him on like a drag,
crossing route,
whatever, like give him open space. Yeah. He's definitely not, but potentially explosive-wise, he's up there with the best.
He caught that fucking flag route like
now.
Mitch dropped it in, obviously.
Where we have him, there's too much attention on him.
Mm-hmm. Right, because it's just
they're making him a 2,
and they're running 2 receiver sets with
2 tight ends.
With 2 tight ends, so it's like okay,
linebackers.
I'm gonna press.
Are they really tight ends? Are they really tight ends?
And most teams in the league right now got 2 really good corners because you kind of need it.
You need it.
And at the end of the day,
a lot of people got good nickel corners because you need it.
We had one a couple years ago on Bryce Callahan.
Yeah,
let him walk out the door. Yeah, we had to let him walk last year.
What about the other DBs?
No, I love the new guy we got. He got trucked by Slayton.
The rookie we drafted.
Yeah, Jalen Johnson, or what's his first name?
I know he's 33. I know he's
Johnson, 33.
Yeah.
I don't love that he's wearing 33 because I think that nobody should have to wear. I feel like Tillman
they tweeted after he got trucked. He does not deserve to wear number 33.
But that's a rookie thing to do. You get trucked by a wide receiver downfield, you're kind of taking it easy. That's a rookie thing to do.
Marvin Jones Jr. is not a big receiver, though.
He is grading out. If you look at the PPAs and all that shit,
he's grading good.
He's grading out amazing. And you have a guy, Kyle Fuller, across the field from him, and you got to push your luck with Johnson.
Yeah.
I love having that guy as a young guy. We've obviously signed Fuller to a little bit of a longer-term deal, so we got him, which is, in my mind, a shutdown corner in this league.
You got 2.
You don't think he's a shutdown corner?
I want to pause.
I think
Can I pause for a second?
I think he's like top 6. I think he's like number 6. I think he's like 5 or 6.
Top 6 corner in the league.
I think he is.
Hold on. Can I pause real quick?
Go ahead.
Please.
Yeah.
Before we get in, if he's even lucky be in the top 10.
Yeah, okay.
Speaking of trucking, real quick, and this I'm going to say, just look it up, and then we'll get right back on.
Yeah.
Ezekiel Elliott trucking Atlanta's corner.
That's not a fair battle.
This dude was like squatted down like he was pooping, like Boy Scouts. Troop 59 represent, and just went straight back, like Gator rolled back.
Right.
And Zeke comes out like he's cut up. He's from what's that football movie with the convicts?
The Program.
No.
Adam Sandler.
Longest yard.
Yeah. Like Nelly.
Zeke comes out after he trucked him, looking like he was one of the cheerleaders, look it up.
You think Kyle Fuller's a top 10 corner in the league?
I think he's top 5.
You said 6, right?
You said 6. Okay. He's number 6.
Okay, if he's up,
number 6.
But if he's up there,
get him. Tell him. Put him in his place.
If
please.
He's up there, they say he's 5.
Mm-hmm.
The gap between 5 and 4, 3 and 2 is huge. Because I feel
agree
like
with that.
Because like
so you
the corner for the Patriots.
Stephen Gilmore.
Stephen Gilmore.
Yeah.
If he's number 1,
which he is, and he got fucked up last week.
He's 2. He's 2 because to me Ramsey's number 1.
Those two. Okay, I'll give you that.
Those two.
Good battle right there.
Those two, and then you go to Kyle Fuller. I don't think he's in their class.
No, I don't think he is either.
So if he's not top 10,
because I think he's top.
So I think
6.
If
15
if he's in there,
give me another 3 guys after those 2 guys he has named that are significantly better.
I'll take Marcus Peters from Baltimore. I'll take Jimmy Smith from Baltimore, who's a bigger corner. I'll take the corner from the Saints as well, from Ohio State. So that's 5. He's up there, but I think
he's up there.
There's a tier to it.
Yeah,
those guys are.
I think he's
Rashawn Melvin.
He's 1B.
Rashawn Melvin, NIU. Bro, we're gonna get you on here. I'm giving you a shout out.
Let's go.
You're above Kyle Fuller.
Where's he playing?
Huh? Rashawn just left the Lions and he's down with Jacksonville.
Hey,
but NIU.
Rashawn, I'll say you're better than Kyle Fuller if you want to come on the show. Until you get here, Kyle Fuller is better than you.
That just shows you how good Kyle Fuller is.
You show up here,
Sorry,
you're better. I'll guarantee that much. Yeah,
You
defend
defend
yourself. You can defend me.
Kyle-
See if you can cover me. I'll go out on the street. See if you get me.
He's not going to come on because he's going to be like, this guy doesn't always talk about if you think Kyler Fuller is a top 6.
Dude,
What'd you say? 6?
He's
He's
paid
a Pro
like
Bowl
it.
guy. He's a Pro Bowl guy. What are you talking about?
I'll give him
He's
top
on a
10.
top. He's on a top 5 defense.
Give him top 10.
And he's a shutdown corner. People don't throw his way. Week 1, they threw his way a couple times. You fucking shut him down. They stopped throwing his way.
I give him
I'm
top
saying
10.
He's the kind of guy that you throw around.
Bro.
He's top 10.
I am biased, and I'm saying he's probably is top 10. He's probably 9 or 10, but I'll make a case for him being 6, 5.
He's an impact player in the
Yes.
NFL as a corner.
Yes.
And that's a compliment to him.
Yeah. Right.
Absolutely, right? I wish I was on his status.
Yeah.
But I don't
doesn't?
like the drop off.
There's a drop off.
There's
right.
the drop off after the first 5 guys.
I think
is
that's any position.
But it's significant. I guarantee you right now, and I'll stand behind this, and it goes for any position, not just corner.
Quarterback.
That there's some guy on a practice squad, right, or like rookie that, especially during this pandemic, that didn't get enough reps. There's going to be a Pro Bowler.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
There's a drop
At
off.
this
But
moment,
there's a drop off.
at this moment,
Because-
if I'm picking corners off the list and I'm a GM,
Sherman, you think he's better than Sherman? Let me ask you that.
right now, yes. In this part of the career, at this moment, right today, I'm taking Kyle Fuller over Richard Sherman right now. Yes. Right now I am.
For everything that Richard Sherman
not-
on the field. So
I'm saying
it's
today,
3rd and
tomorrow.
15, and say he gets
Healthy. If they're both healthy, you're taking Kyle Fuller. Is what he
If
said.
they're both straight up healthy, are we talking their primes? Or are we talking
No,
today?
I'm talking right now
Today.
today. But so here's what.
I'm
let,
still
let me
taking
ask
Kyle
you.
Fuller.
So here's
That's
what
just
makes
me.
the difference.
That's bias. I get it.
Here's what makes the difference for me.
Yeah.
Kyle Fuller gets beat on the route, right? Here's the thing.
Yeah.
He's gonna dive and try to make the tackle from behind, right?
And he might
The,
miss that
the
play.
top
It's a huge
5,
play.
the top 10 guys, who I think Richard still is.
Yeah.
A Stanford, very educated Ivy League guy. He's gonna try to peanut punch it out.
Yeah,
He's
right.
gonna try to rip
Peanut
it out.
punch it.
He's
I don't
thinking
think you're
he's
giving Kyle Fuller that credit. He does those things. He gets those turnovers.
I hope I'm wrong.
He's a
Justin.
puncher too.
No, but I'm
and
just
by the way,
saying
Jalen Johnson
that
is
the
also a guy like
drop-off.
that too. by the way.
That's
Yeah, oh, yes,
that's
he
the
is,
drop
yes, he
off
is,
you're
yeah.
talking about.
There's a.
I agree, but
like
I
you
think
said,
you're
there's a
talking
drop off in every position.
You're talking about quarterbacks. You're talking about the drop off there. You're talking about Lamar Jackson, Russell Wilson, Patty Mahomes. The drop off to those next 4 or 5,
It's like-
they're not even that close in my
So
opinion.
who's your guys' top 5?
Top
Quarterbacks?
5. What position?
Right now, I'm going Patty, Lamar, and Russell over me. I might even be going Patty,
Yeah.
Russell, then Lamar. It's those 3 are so far above everyone else, though, in my mind. That again, it's a huge
There's the
thing.
drop off.
It
That's
is.
my point.
It
There's
is.
The
But I
drop
think that
off
in
is
any
3.
position.
It's at 3.
Yes, and that's elite. You are a Hall of Famer.
But so, would you say that's
guys.
drop off at 3? If I go, we're in the Super Bowl. You got Lamar.
Wide receivers are a little different. But
You got Lamar, and I got Aaron
Or
Rodgers.
Rodgers.
Is there a
I'm
big
taking
drop off
Rodgers.
in the Super Bowl game between
that's
Lamar
a little different because
No,
of
it's there's
experience.
no, Justin. It's
That's
not
a leader. You're talking about a corner or a quarterback in a crunch time situation.
Who do you want?
I want the talent as a corner over experience. As a quarterback, I want the experience over the talent.
So you're,
every time.
you're going to take
It's a
Lamar
different
over
position.
Aaron Rodgers right now?
No, in that situation, I take Aaron because of the
In
experience.
that situation, but overall, full season.
Lamar.
You taking
Right
Lamar
now.
over Aaron?
If I'm a GM, and at this point in their career, we're starting a franchise, and it's my first year, and I got a chance at Aaron or Lamar, even if it's a 2-year gig, I'm taking Lamar right now.
I like Lamar.
Even after the first 2 weeks, I'm still taking
I
Lamar.
really like Lamar, but for me, if I take Lamar off Baltimore and I go, all right, I'm gonna put Lamar on Green Bay and
And
put
put Aaron
Aaron.
on-
Lamar's good for Baltimore.
He's good for that system for me.
But that's not fair though,
Aaron
because
Aaron's gonna win wherever he goes.
Baltimore
They-
set that system up.
They
to
did make
give
a
him
system,
the tools that
yes.
make him look better.
Right.
You put Aaron Rodgers in that system, those tools don't complement him
the
same
tools
way.
change.
You're not
but-
running
Yeah.
quarterback draw.
You're not running
third and
quarterback draw.
And you
second
don't
and
need,
10.
and you don't need
But
3 running
I feel
backs
like
that
if
are,
you,
like
but if you have those same weapons, if I just say, all right, I take out the quarterback running,
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers still wins with that team.
if you give me playoff right now, we're
Great-
going to a
great
playoff game, an elimination game, and I want
Not
a quarterback.
what ifs, though, Justin.
Right.
Again, that's all we're talking about here is what ifs. But you're
I've
giving
seen-
me a playoff game, and
I've
you
seen
want,
Lamar in 2 playoff
as a
games.
quarterback, as that position, I want experience over talent. Almost every other position on the field, I don't give a shit about the experience. I want the talent. Almost every other position.
So
Give me maybe a middle linebacker or somebody else. I maybe rather have the experience.
Question for you. then overall,
Yeah.
if you're going to rate the quarterbacks right now, you said Lamar Jackson, Pete Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, and Russell, right?
I think I'm going Russ over.
Okay, so overall, you got your number 2, but he's not starting in a certain situation. That's not your number 2.
Like, Pat's always going to start for you.
Oh, Pat's, yeah.
But I'm saying, like...
And Russ might always start for you, no matter situation.
Russ, I'm not pulling him out of any
situation. Is Lamar always going to start for you over Aaron Rodgers? Because that's my point.
That's what makes Rodgers 3 for me.
But Russ and Pat are, though.
Always starting.
Always
starting.
That, you understand what I'm trying to say? That's my point with it.
That's a fair question. Because if you give me another elite guy that is 4 or 5 behind him in a playoff scenario, then I'm taking Aaron over Lamar. But you're talking like regular season, I'm going to start from week 1, and I get to choose between Aaron or Lamar, I'm going Lamar. But if you're giving me like NFC Championship game and I get to choose between those two, I'm probably going Aaron Rodgers.
How I rank my guys is from my 1 or to whatever. How I'm ranking them is you're all day, every day, playoff crunch time, preseason. You're my guy. Right,
which
so that's my point.
Is Drew Brees ever your guy then?
Everyone's down Drew Brees. You don't think Drew Brees is going to come out and just murder someone with like a 6-touchdown game coming up?
But why doesn't he have more? He doesn't have any MVPs. He doesn't have
Super Bowl.
He has 1 Super Bowl and he has a Super Bowl MVP. Which again, I am a huge.
It kind of sounds like you're not. Though.
No, I actually am. But almost going to your thing though is like.
Right on, Russ got one. Russ don't have an MVP vote.
He'll get one though.
And he has
Drew Brees
Super Bowl.
is not going to get one at this point.
No, he's
done. Russ will get one. I mean, that's just in my mind. That's a
Russ
certainty.
already had one until
the play on the one. The play on the one.
No, but they picked the MVP before those plays.
I know.
The Super Bowl.
I know. Justin has to be. Are you in NFL films ever?
I do watch.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you watch that NFL films.
Yes.
My buddy Tony Moriaki, good buddy, was golfing with Woot today. If you look at him, they go right to Pete Carroll to show his face when they pick it, right? Like his reaction when he picks it.
When they pick Moriaki.
And Tony's behind Coach Carroll.
Really?
And you just see this.
I'll never forget that.
You literally now that you know this, next time you see it, if it's random or you can YouTube, you see Tony behind him, right? Because he's a taller tight end. Look at him, like all the players, but Tony's 88 on the Seahawks at this point. Looking at Carroll, and all the players are doing the same thing. Like, what did you just do?
Yeah.
Like,
that's one play I'll never forget.
Never.
I'll never.
You have Marshawn Lynch.
That being said, I bet the Patriots that game. So
did you?
Yeah, but come on,
Marshawn Lynch.
That's what they are, but the Seahawks had that in the back.
It was over. That should have caught. That's
He's
enough to get.
Overcoaching at that point. He's trying to be cute.
Yeah,
he was trying to go, you think I'm going to go Marshawn? I'm going to throw a slant.
Right.
Like,
he's trying to Belichick.
Yes. And it was like.
Give the guy a bag of Skittles and laugh your way to a Lombardi
trophy. A second one.
A second one with a rookie, with a quarterback on a rookie deal that got you to 2 Super Bowls.
Yep.
You have an opportunity to win 2 Super Bowls without paying a quarterback.
Yes.
Because if you look at the numbers,
now they're kind of in the opposite.
Now you're in the opposite because if you look at the numbers, the only team that's ever made a Super Bowl with a quarterback taking up that much of their salary is Atlanta with Matt Ryan. Everybody else is quarterbacks on rookie deals. So now you give the
Brady
quarterback.
took some deals.
Brady took some cuts.
Yeah.
But he's never been that much of the salary cap.
Yeah.
So the only team in NFL history to make a Super Bowl with a quarterback taking up such a large percentage is the Falcons.
Peyton Manning never? No.
Because when he went to the Super Bowl, he wasn't highest paid. Matt Ryan went and he was like 35% right after his contract, and they lost.
Yeah.
Russ went rookie deal. Goff went rookie deal. All those quarterbacks go on the rookie deal.
Yeah.
Now you go back and you pay the quarterbacks.
That's why it's hard to build teams. And like when you get those rookie guys, they need to start performing right away because that's your window.
Yeah.
That's the problem with the guy like
so
Mitch. It's like, we got this, working, we got this project guy. Well, the project guy is going to need to get paid like Kirk Cousins in 2 years if you want to fucking keep him.
You got to sit. One topic that you wanted to bring up, that you want to talk about that we didn't hit, Alex Smith and his injury.
Yes, bring that up. What do you know about Alex Smith? I do know about story.
I watched the story.
What is it called? It was
E60. They
that
did the
E60 on his leg.
It was something about what's his number? What number is he?
11.
Yeah, it was. I don't know, something about his number.
So,
anyways,
and I this meant something personally to me, and
anyone's had a big injury.
That, and I'm on one side of the family. I'm the only one not in the military.
Okay.
So it is what it is.
But you chose football over the military.
I had a football scholarship division too. So, but that being said, my point is what baffled me and made me so impressed is nothing to do with my injuries. What made me so impressed about this was his surgery. Where he went is where they send military people who step on explosives and are amputees. Right. Okay? So he saw the best. Yeah. That's the best of the best. Yeah. There's like my guy, I can't even tell you anything about him. Right. Right. Yeah. He saw the best of the best, and even the best of the best, like the
barely saved his leg.
They literally were like, not only could you die, like we're probably gonna have to cut this thing off. Like the best of the best in the world, the guys who see Marines, any branch of
legs,
like the worst, like things you see in movies.
Not a football injury.
Things you see in movies. Joel Theismann, right? Like
life-changing injury.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. So like my whole thing is just like the best of the best in the world. Yeah. In my opinion, that's where, right? Military doctors see the worst for the most part consistently.
Yeah.
Impressive.
They all cancel. Even they canceled them out. And this dude, to see that video of him finally getting cleared,
like get teary-eyed.
Right.
See the
Anybody,
kids.
When can't help but do it.
Right. Yeah. When I watched it and I saw just how bad everything he went through with the infections and them showing how much of his leg had been eaten away.
It looks
and to see him today
crazy right
finally have the love of the game to make it back. Not only make it back to a normal life, make it back to an active roster as a backup.
So,
and I hope he actually made that roster. And even if he didn't make that up based on talent, if they gave him that just to give the team an uplifting thing,
right? They could have cut his contract. They never cut his contract.
It's kind of like the Bears did with homeboy.
Chase Daniel.
No, the tight end.
Zach Miller.
Zach Miller.
What's up, Zach?
What's up, Zach? You're the man, Zach. Good for you, buddy.
Let me ask you guys this. Going off what I just said, and I truly, full-heartedly believe that, how impressed I am by Alex Smith. Now, here's my question to you two is, you kind of just touched it. He's kind of like a true solid GM or team that has morals, even though it is a business and a lot of people, you kind of have to keep that spot for him.
I feel like you do. I feel like that's a lot.
Do you understand my question? Like, it's hard, but you like Zach Miller now. He's right. He's with my boy Corey Wooten broadcasting with the Bears,
right?
Because the Bears owe Zach that at least.
At the end of the day, I think when we played college ball, going into after halftime or after I know the significance of a powerful speech by someone that can get you fucking riled up before a game or going out after halftime. You're getting beat. You get a speech from somebody. You get a guy like Alex Smith. When you're down and you're out and you're losing by 2 touchdowns and you need to win, you need to come back strong, and you get a guy like that talk to you at halftime,
right?
You cannot help but come out pumped up. So, and we got to get off this second. We had five minutes here, and we might come back out if you guys got a little time here for a second. But
so they owe it to him. I think they owe it to him.
That's so deserving.
They owe it to him to let him compete. They owe it to him to let him hold that spot. How long? I'm not sure. Yeah. But they owe it to him.
You have to give him
still
a chance.
Business. You owe it to him to let him compete. And if he can compete, the spot's his. But one point about that before we go, like you said, having him come in at halftime and make a speech, but they also have a coach who has cancer, who's battling through chemo and cancer, and coaching on the sideline every week. You're going to play hard for that guy.
Don't count out the Washington football team this year. Let's say that right now. Shouts out to the Washington football team. Good for them. Got a lot of good storylines. I'm rooting for them now, even more than I was before. They've been starting out good this year. Hopefully we'll get another segment here if you guys are willing. If not, let's get the questions at the last. Okay, yeah, we're going to get some questions in here. We got a couple, so we're going to come back for sure for these questions, and we'll see you in a second. right. We're excited. We're back here. We got some questions from the viewers here. First, we're going with a question from John Walsh, who was on the panel last week.
Johnny.
And he says, Mike Ditka or God? Who you taking there, Brandon?
Taking Ditka.
Taking Ditka.
I'm taking Ditka.
You know what? People have been harping on Ditka lately. He wants to get in the politic game, and he wants to talk his mind. I don't care. I don't like Ditka because of his political stances.
Means too much for the city as a coach and as a part of the Bears organization. Taking Ditka.
He revolutionized the tight end position.
Yes, he definitely did.
I mean, what do you know about Ditka here? How do you feel about Ditka or God? Who are you taking?
I don't feel comfortable answering that because you already
Ditka
know.
is God.
Ditka is God.
Ditka, that's the only right answer.
You just hit my. That's all I have to say. Like, come on, you answered. You already know the answer to your own question.
But like you were talking about off screen, you know, the NFL life and all those things. You go watch that episode about Ditka, and you come out about it not feeling like a bigger Bears fan.
Right.
You're crazy because
Absolutely.
that guy is exactly what we want in Chicago. He's a tough, grinding kind of guy. We want a hard hat and a pale kind of guys coming out, busting their ass, running dudes over, not this modern day NFL shit.
One of the best segments of sketches of all time. Ditka.
Hey, the Bears.
Like,
That's what we're trying to recreate here, guys. So
Yeah.
if you want to get your Chicago accents out here, please try your best.
Fake a heart attack.
Right.
You don't have to fake that hard to get your Chicago accent out here. You're pretty close anyway. You're right in there. But so we got another one too. We got why haven't the Bears? This is from Brian Pulowski. So Brian, thank you for your question. Why haven't the Bears won it since 1985? Mike, why don't you start us off with that one? What's the answer to that one?
It starts at the top of the food chain. It's
The McCaskies.
Yep.
You're gonna point it at the McCaskies. What about Virginia? She's fantastic old lady. You saying she doesn't know how to pick talent?
So, who was the nun from Loyola? Remember?
Yeah, it was Sister Jean or whatever. Yeah.
And now people got.
She's not a GM of the NFL, is she?
Yeah, but I'm just saying. Now people are out for her head. Loyola sucks again, and now they're out for her head.
Yeah, like
Right.
Sister
Yeah,
Jean,
yeah,
but
it's
you
all
haven't been
Sister
praying
Jean's
hard
fault.
enough.
Exactly.
It
You haven't
all
praying
starts-
hard enough,
but
Sister Jean.
So everyone's gonna always point the finger, but I'll tell you the trick. It's not who you're pointing at, because when you point at someone, there's
How many?
Pointing back at you.
Three? Yeah.
So, but I'm pointing at her right now, and I'm gonna tell you.
Give her the knife hand. Give her the knife hand.
Right.
That's what I
I'm
like.
pointing
Give her
all
the
the
knife.
fingers.
All five at her. Hey, Virginia, we love you.
Gotta go.
You're
See ya.
part of the NFL history.
It's-
You were around for Hallis, Ditka. You were around for all of them. Red Grange, maybe. I don't even know who she was around for. I don't even know.
The
Anyway.
original movies.
Yeah,
that were making remixes.
yeah.
But no, top of the food chain. That's who I'm gonna have to blame. Like,
Yeah,
So,
I
do you
agree.
think that
I
the
agree.
McCaskies would ever give anybody that kind of reign like Bill Belichick gets
No,
to the GM?
I think that's the problem. I think they run it the way they want to. That they're not willing to give anybody take risks. They took risks with a couple coaches, Mike Martz and things like that. But to truly like give a Belichick full range to pick his team
They
and
don't
coach
want
the
that.
team, they don't want that.
Yeah.
I think if they did, you will see. I mean, we had Jason Campbell at some point because he's a safe. He was
Yeah.
a safe pick.
Every single guy we ever get
every
is just
quarterback
like
we have is safe.
Backup guy.
There's no risk involved. Because they won't allow
That's
GMs.
Trubisky. That was the whole Trubisky draft.
Trubisky was a safer pick that they felt than Deshaun Watson.
That's
Deshaun
the-
Watson because his knee.
That's the only logical explanation,
That's the
right?
only way you could explain trading up, giving up value to take a guy over
The John Lynch basically talked you into drafting.
to
'cause
talk you
he-
into drafting.
Yeah.
It fakes you out.
Yeah,
we
he
love
faked
the
you.
Band-Aid. We love the,
Right.
the cover.
Right.
Yeah, give us
the
a 2-year
quick-
fix, please. Hey, McCown. Hey, Josh McCown. Can you give us a year
Right.
and a
We
half
don't
fix?
want the Neosporin that's going to actually
Right.
help the
Yeah.
body. We want the Band-Aid.
We throw it on, and it has dirt on it
looks,
already.
It looks good.
Right.
It looks
Somebody
good.
else had the Band-Aid on.
Are you comfortable?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
But
They
no.
need-
There's dried blood on most of those Band-Aids.
Yep.
Yeah, they're not willing to take the risk for the GM, the Sean McVays of the world.
Yeah.
So without willing to take that risk, I can't see a reward.
And I
coming.
felt like the Nagy hire was finally a step in that
Right.
modern direction.
But we don't know how much power Nagy has
I feel like none.
to bring the players he wants in. If there's
Yeah.
a player with a history or a checkered past, is he allowed to draft him? What player in the draft have we taken that has maybe not had the best character issues, but a baller on the field. It doesn't happen for this organization.
I feel like the Bears locker room right now is filled with a lot of good character guys.
That you could take a risk on someone.
You could take a guy like that and try to give him a good environment.
Right.
And maybe try to turn that around.
Well, remember we were speaking off the air with the Hunt issue?
Right.
And
the Kareem Hunt issue,
Remember, so, like, I only know this from, Sports Talk is 1000, but they're saying Nagy was in contact with him.
Right.
Yeah. So everyone was thinking, oh,
we're going to get him.
But the only thing Nagy said, which is why he didn't say he wanted him, but which is how you know he wanted him, he goes, I'm talking about his character and what kind of man he is. Yeah. That's how
That's how you approach
what Nagy wants. So he basically said, like, but if you really know what he's about, it just shows you he's not getting what he's about.
Right.
Exactly.
And not even taking the risk. If there's talented players who do their time, serve their suspensions, and are willing and able to reform themselves, you say you believe in second chances. There are some times where you have to give players a second chance. The Patriots do it all the time. If you don't fall in line with the second chance and in the Patriot way, you're done. That's all. The
and
football contracts aren't guaranteed.
So many players.
Right.
It's the best franchise of all time in any sport, in my mind, that takes those guys and goes, let me give you some structure.
Right.
Let me make you a professional.
Right. Let me make you a man. Let me make you a better man so you can be a better product on the field.
Absolutely. And I want to come off real clear that I didn't mean it that way, because I'll tell you what. Yeah. The coolest thing about the Patriots is that, because here's the thing. Like we were talking off air, Cowboys, right? Tank Johnson, all these
they
guys.
do it, but they do it the wrong way.
It's like in anything in this whole world. Yeah. The suspension was given because that's what you deserve. Yeah. You serve that, you deserve a second chance. But
how you respond.
So like how you respond. Yeah. And the coolest thing I think about the Patriots is kind of going with Jerry, right? And you're like, well, he gives all these fake. Belichick has created something with New England. We're talking about it because we know you could go there, right?
You know what you know what you're getting into.
He has created a system where it's like if you don't survive here, you're not surviving in the league.
This is your last chance.
Right?
Last chance right here.
Real life.
And that just speaks volumes of him and the system they have.
Right.
Because that should be everywhere.
Right.
I did this. I served the time. I know I messed up. I deserve to play in this league. Well, if you don't last here or you do this while you're here, you're not in the league. And Belichick's the only guy, which is so, right? Hey, you served your suspension, you did your time, whatever the system is, he's giving you a second chance.
They talk about it's the Patriot way.
But exactly.
Or
it should be everyone's way, Justin.
I agree with that. And that's why these franchises that are year after year that suck, they're not like that. They're not that strict in their locker room. They're not giving that culture out there. That the Patriots, when you go sign a Patriots contract, you know this will be the hardest year I've ever worked. From what I hear from these guys, they go, that it's gonna be no bullshit, no screwing around.
Right.
When we go to Patriots training camp, it is all business. This is how it is. And some of those players that are really talented, they don't want to deal with it, and they go elsewhere because
but I don't want you there.
They want an easy coach. They want some guy that's going to give them star treatment. Belichick does not do that.
Right.
And that's why they have success, because you're going to walk in the door there and know how you need to act.
It's a well-oiled machine.
To keep your job.
It's a well-oiled machine. They had 6 players opt out because of COVID. Do you watch the Patriots and feel like they
look
can't
like
make
you haven't lost a beat?
Does it look like they're still going to make the playoffs?
Yep, and they probably will.
They probably will.
They probably will. It's top down. You're right.
You know, top down. Right?
If you brought it up first, you're right.
So, but real quick shout out, because Mike Murata.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know. Sorry, Mike and Mr. Murata. Britt Davis. Okay, so Mike didn't play until his senior year of high school. Okay. Britt Davis was my quarterback.
Who?
Britt Davis. Went to Northern Illinois with his brother in Chateau Powers.
Gotcha.
When Garrett Wolf was there, and they were killing the Mac.
Garrett Wolf's a beast.
Britt entered the league. Okay, so my freshman year of varsity, my starting quarterback, Britt Davis, goes to the Jets with Rex Ryan when they, like, Revis Island time.
Right.
And then guess who, right? Goes to Denver, catches Tim Tebow's first preseason touchdown pass.
Really?
Gets caught. And then guess who picks Britt up?
Belichick.
Belichick.
And guess who Britt goes to the Super Bowl with?
You got a ring?
Unfortunately, sorry, Britt. It was the year they lost.
Oh.
But he walked in there, and right away, he's like, dude.
Different.
Like, it's just
different.
And you're talking Jets were, like, Mark Sanchez, Revis Island.
And you're still a high-end
Hard Knocks. They picked up
franchise.
LT.
They picked up cornerstone franchise.
Hey, they picked up LT, Jason Taylor.
They were starting to put some pieces together. Yeah.
Tebow time in Denver, nothing. Britt walks into Denver and will tell you to this day, just different.
Was that John Fox at that point?
No, it is just pure Bill Belichick way. One way, bro. It's a one-way street.
Right.
And if you infect that one-way street, and
you're gone.
Out, see you.
I mean, they did it with Antonio Brown.
It's the only way to be.
He literally played one game, and it's
2 touchdowns.
Nobody is bigger.
Caught 2 touchdowns.
He was living with Brady.
He was living with Brady. Caught 2 touchdowns, and they got a whiff that it's not all the way fixed.
See ya.
Bye. You're out.
Nobody is bigger than the Patriot way.
Right. It's a cancer.
Not even Tom Brady.
Not even Tom Brady.
Not even Tom Brady.
It's cancerous.
Right.
And I agree with that. The Patriot way is the right way.
It is.
In anything in life. If there's something negative or something like that, it becomes cancerous.
I'll tell you one thing. Why did we become successful at Concordia? Concordia, Chicago, small D3 in Illinois here, they had never won more than 3 games in 25 years. Why did we end up going 8-2, 10? What did you guys go 10-0 the year after I left? Why?
Yeah, they won over 35 games.
And they've been trashed since Priest left.
Years.
Why were we good? Answer this. I know the answer to this, but what do you think is?
It's one way to the highway, bro.
It's a culture.
It's just
we
like
built
the
this
same
thing over
reason
there that was.
You asked me to come here, and I'm here.
It was a brotherhood.
Same way.
Right.
Yeah.
The same way. So you are who you associate yourself with. So right away, when I was like, I don't know this guy, now I'm asking for his phone number. Right?
Yeah, exactly right.
It's one way. It's one way, bro. You
people
are
with certain personalities and
it is just like. It goes to everything, bro.
Yeah.
And we could go on for hours. But
and that's my biggest thing with any kind of franchise or even at a D3 level. And I know we're D3, it's not even close to playing NFL or anything else like that, but it's the same thing. It's a locker room culture, because the only reason we ended up being successful was because we committed and we bought into what was being fed to us by a really motivational coach named Lonnie Priest, who was amazing. Lonnie, if you ever watch this show, you're the reason I am part of the man that I am. You're amazing. Best motivator I've ever been around. He wasn't the best X and O's guy. Okay. He wasn't the defensive coordinator. Right. He wasn't the offensive coordinator.
Right.
He was the head coach. And he motivated the shit out of all of us, and he got the best out of every single guy that he had.
You know the coolest thing, and you're right.
Yeah.
And I could talk to him till I'm blue. I would say the coolest thing about Lonnie Priest is Terrence Miller. Yeah. Right? I tried fighting him. Want nothing to do with him.
Like day one
when he had the dreads and right, I hated.
He was an intimidating dude too.
But and I try to come off as that. All the 3 people I hated the most on that football team are now my best friends, and all 3 of them, I kid you not, I have hired been able to find them a job, and that's the most prideful thing I think I've ever done in my life.
Because you established a brotherhood.
Yeah. That we
went through shit together. We all saw each other giving all.
I wanted I'm gonna punch this guy in the face.
and your buddy you brought in to Blake Concordia, me and Jay, I almost fought him a couple times.
But same thing.
But it was just because he was good, and I wanted to be better than him.
And he knows. He's a former athlete. He knows it's just a brotherhood. There's a bond. It's like going back to what I said earlier. You are who you associate yourself with. Yep. And at the end of the day, if you the Belichick way, the one way, right, the one way street, it's hey, the weak almost find if you have that.
They find their way out.
Find your way out.
Yes.
Because guess what? If you don't find your way out, we're going to force you out because everyone's on the same page.
It is, because you could feel that. When you're in a good company, and even if just all in our professional careers, other than sports, you're working, and you feel that one person that's complaining or weighing you down or all that, and the Patriots just don't deal with that
They don't deal with it.
You want me to go on record and saying this?
What is that?
I've found ways to dispose of the
the cancers?
The cancer.
In coaching? Because you coach. Or just in jobs?
I'm just saying in jobs. And, and you can go on mic. I have found ways,
You give people their job.
Do you see this? Because I know you see this because this is how I view you.
Right.
So I know you see this. Are you with this or because I will bully this person out of here if the supervisor, right?
That's what I loved about. That's what I loved about The Last Dance. Is Jordan was a bully, and Jordan actually
why
felt
was he
emotional.
A bully, Justin?
Jordan felt emotional about it in the documentary.
Why was
because he cared more than everyone else.
He wanted to win.
He wanted to win more than everyone else, and he didn't want to just beat you. He didn't want to just beat you. He's not LeBron. He wanted to embarrass you.
He wanted to embarrass you.
He wanted to prove to you that you knew you were not better than him.
You both are right, but you both are wrong. Because what did he really want? He said, "I want to bring out the best
in all my teammates."
And in order to do that, and then that's why he teared up because he said, "In order for me to do that,
if you weren't about that life,
I gotta be this. I gotta be this."
And he started turning up. He goes, "If you're not about that, and you didn't like the way I treated you,
and you don't like to win,
then that's on you."
The only time he cried in that documentary. Because
I love that about him. He's a human. Yeah. He's a human being too.
That's not who he is, but that's what he had to be.
He had to.
Machine.
Right. You don't win that many championships without having that one psychopath on your team.
Are you bringing
and got rid of Hall of Famers as he did it. Got rid of Hall of Famers winning championships. He didn't just go against the AC, Karl Malone's and Charles Barkley.
He kept so many guys from winning championships. It's crazy.
John Stockton, Shaq, Penny, all those
guys. How about Magic and the Lakers winning them later in their careers? Like they obviously won a couple, but like they couldn't win them later in their careers.
You're coming us back for the next topic. Should be the Last Dance. Our thoughts. Go. That's the next one.
You guys just want to go a full I could talk about the Last Dance all night. How about the guy that was the only guy that beat Jordan in the '90s was that goofy white dude that was rolling dice with him? And he's like doing the
what a bad job to have.
Oh my gosh, you're his like personal guy. How cool is MJ in the '90s? Oh my gosh.
You got more questions for us?
At the end of this, we really don't. I appreciate you guys coming on. We talked about a lot of different things. The last thing I'd like to go with is if right now you were going to draft your fantasy football team after 2 weeks, you could draft right now today. Who's your first player and why? After 2 weeks, you've seen everything that's happened.
Someone's got fantasy problems. Someone's got fantasy problems. That's the question.
It's obviously not McCaffrey or Saquon.
Oh, man.
Don't do Saquon like that.
He's done, baby.
No, I'm trying to think. No receiver has either be Hopkins because the volume's there,
there you
or Alvin Kamara because the volume's there.
The volume's there.
The volume's just
I think Alvin's not a bad call there.
Alvin's giving you.
And you got Drew Brees' arm strength is.
Yeah, he's checking it down. He's getting 15 rushes, 80 yards, 2 touchdowns a game. He's giving you what you wanted McCaffrey to give you. McCaffrey's just hurt.
Yep.
I'll probably still take McCaffrey first because
he's gonna come back.
They have nothing else.
I like this guy.
They have nothing else.
Yeah.
I mean, Teddy's okay.
Teddy's cool, and I love his comeback story.
I love his comeback story. Yeah. He's throwing the ball deep, but between the three, I mean, I'm not taking a quarterback first, so I can't say Cam. But those backs, I always target RB1 who doesn't share a workload, and that's Alvin Kamara or
I do love that.
Or White Thunder. That's what I call them.
That's McCaffrey.
Christian McCaffrey.
All right, I'm going to ask you the same question in a second. Rob just texted me our director off screen. We might have lost it in the last segment. Shout out to Gale Sayers.
Yes.
Fantastic. Alvin Kamara before Alvin Kamara.
Yes, Alvin Kamara for Alvin
Thank
Kamara.
you, Gale, for being our guy. We're all Bears fans here. You're amazing. We know you're a Hall of Famer. You deserve everything. All the Sayers family out there, our condolences. May rest in peace, man. So, Mike, who's that guy? If you could draft today, after seeing the first 2 weeks, who you drafting? Who's your guy?
So
number one overall.
He brought a good point about Kamara.
Okay.
But how do you not? Mine would be Hopkins. Answer is
Hopkins.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
And here's that. I think the way they're going.
I'm in PPR too, so
14 catches, 2 touchdowns.
You could take either or.
Yeah.
But here's what I think is going to happen, and I think I said this off air, is I think Drew Brees is going to come back and just start throwing like nuts, and it involves Kamara and what's going on. But it's at the end of the day, he'll have 20 points, and then you're going to see. Like 7, up and down.
I hate those boomer bust guys.
But, so
I like those consistent
Hopkins
guys.
Is showing you.
Yep.
He's number one. He's gonna be Michael Thomas this year.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And then Sayers, best Jayhawk of all time.
There you go, Kansas Comet.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
who you taking? Who you taking?
Can't say enough.
Who am I taking right now?
Yeah.
All right, everything all fucking considered, I am probably taking. This one's gonna be crazy. If it was one overall,
I'm gonna drop the mic, even though I'm not.
You are gonna drop the mic.
It also depends where you're drafting.
With what I was about
would
to
you
say,
take?
you would have dropped the mic.
Don't help your boy right
No,
now.
I was about to say no. Actually,
giggles
actually,
just
no.
told you. The
I can't
giggles.
even do it because I know how valuable running backs are. So in my drafts,
Kyrie Copeland?
I always go. Yeah, I always go running back early. So right now, at this moment, I would love to have a. Shit, I mean McCaffrey and them are both out.
Some hurt backs out there, man.
Alvin probably is the guy I'd end up taking. To be honest with you,
Alvin's.
at the end of the day, though.
I mean, Zeke.
Calvin Ridley was the best pick I've made in fantasy right now, and I will make a bet right now. I'll make a bet either of you two. I'll make a bet that
Please,
Calvin
'cause
Ridley.
I'm
Calvin
a betting
Ridley,
man, and we're making bets.
Calvin Ridley will end the fantasy season with more points than Julio Jones.
Oh well, he catches more
I'll bet
touchdowns.
that right now. Another
Let's go.
no.
20?
20?
Let's go. I'm in PPR. We talking PPR? Or you want to talk?
No, you can't do that if you should.
All right. Okay, no, it's Julio versus them. They're both wide receivers
Okay.
anyway. I'll
Well,
give it to you.
yeah, I looked at the number. I just made a trade in one of my leagues because I drafted all backs. I had Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
Because Marlon Mack got hurt, but I drafted him. I got the rookie from Kansas City. I got Mixon.
Well,
and
I got another answer for you too, by the way.
And I got Josh Jacobs. I traded away the rookie for Kansas City.
Yeah.
I tried to get. I tried to get Calvin Ridley.
Okay.
I tried to get Calvin Ridley and Deontay Johnson because I don't have receivers.
Yeah.
They denied me Calvin Ridley.
Yeah, I would
offered
too.
me Julio and Johnson for my running back, and I had to take it. But Calvin Ridley catches more
Also
touchdowns
say-
than Julio.
I'd
Julio's
also
gonna-
say,
What place
I
are
would
you
say
in
Josh
on your
Jacobs.
fantasy league?
I'm
I'm 2-0
Can
in
you
the
hear
one.
me?
I'm 2-0
Hold
in
on,
one. I'm 1-1 in the other.
You're
So-
asking these fantasy questions, and normally the guys who ask these kind of questions.
Listen,
Right, I drafted
I'm asking him just
running
to-
back heavy
Justin, I'm just
first.
so you
I
know,
went
normal-
running back heavy first.
Yeah.
Guys,
Got my receivers because they were
running
deep.
back.
I'm
but
not
my
judging.
but
I'm
my
not
receivers,
judging.
no, I got the value.
We
I
play
got the running
PPR
backs.
too, which you can
Right.
always get a lot of people later. Wide receivers are
Right.
easier
Wide
to
receivers
come
are
by
easy
than
to
running
get.
backs.
All
But
I'm
I
saying-
drafted Ty because I'm like Phillip Rivers is gonna light it
Yep.
up. He hasn't done shit for
And
me.
then shit.
And
That's
I-
why you talking about Indy.
And
yeah,
I
fuck
drafted Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen really ain't did shit to me for
Nope.
me until the rookie came in. I needed a number one.
Indy. He might ball out now
and
that
I-
Justin Herbert came
and
in.
I have Allen Robinson, who had one good game, and then the last game it wasn't. So
I
instead
hate
of having
Bears
that up
players.
and down, I wanted Calvin Ridley as my number 2. So I gave up I had 3 running backs anyway.
But you did end up giving Calvin Ridley?
No, he wouldn't give them
They
to
wouldn't
me.
give them
He
to
gave me
He
Julio.
wanted to give you Julio.
He gave me Julio because
I'm
he's gonna
telling
give
you.
you. He's not gonna
Let's
catch
go.
touchdowns.
We got you on
Hold
20. I got you on 20.
I have something, and this will be the last.
Yeah.
I talk about. I kid you not.
Yeah.
For the listeners listening, I was speaking of Robert Hughes from Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Hubbard kid, our age, right?
Okay.
Went to Notre Dame. There's a 30 for 30 called the dotted line. Rob's still the saddest scene I've ever seen. Dotted line on how agent fucks him. But what's so funny is we're in a fantasy league, and my buddy who owns Kenny's, Jack Hoffenkamp, right, watches Rob go off in like a late preseason game. Literally, like, go off. Shout out Rob Hughes, love you, brother. I think it was 3 touchdowns.
Wow.
And we remember 4 preseasons when like we were back to reality.
Yeah.
And gets cut from the Bears, but goes off for 3 or 4 touchdowns. We have our draft, and Jack's like, "You know him?" I was like, "The dude holds the freshman rushing record at Notre Dame, and that's my buddy." "Yeah, I know him. I'll call him right now." Jack drafts Rob in the 6th round of our fantasy draft.
6th
But,
round.
but you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
and Rob played, but he ended up being a fullback in the league. Rob had a great career in the league, mostly with the Colts and the Cardinals.
Yeah.
But the Bears cut him. But like the next
Not
day,
surprising.
but Jack was like, "This guy rushed for 3 touchdowns, goal line back." I was like, "Duh!" I was hyping my boy up. Drafts him, and the next day gets cut. And it was like at that point in time, what was it, like 2012, 2013?
maybe Thomas Jones
No, yeah, like he
or,
could have got even Jason McKee was the fullback at that time, but like
better than
like and like I said, Rob did his thing. He's a good friend of mine, and he laughs about it. My buddy drafted him in the fantasy. Like, "Do you know him? Notre Dame? Yes.
Notre Dame, let's go.
3
Yeah,
touchdowns
you got a
preseason. Sleeper goal line
sleeper
back.
pick.
Nope.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
nope.
Yeah, cut.
Sorry, Rob. But I mean, everyone knows it's true. The dotted line, 30 for 30.
Who is it about?
Robert Hughes getting drafted through the combine process and an agent. It's 30 for 30, bro.
That's pretty sick.
Great,
and at the end of the day, Rob, none of us made it, so it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm by a fire pit, Rob.
We're just talking about other people that did make it. At the end of the day, we're gonna cut this one. Love you guys for coming out.
No problem. Anytime.
Fantastic conversation.
Anytime.
We want to be doing another episode at the end of the season. Or talking about playoff time, stuff like that.
Okay.
We'll see if the guys you guys talked about and some of the teams you guys were highlighting come to fruition. We'll see what the Cowboys do, and we'll see how some of these other teams that we've highlighted.
And we'll see how Kyle Fuller ends the season.
Yeah, you guys will see. You'll be Pro Bowler again, and you're gonna eat your words. All right.
I hope so.
Thank you guys so much. Hey, we want to give a shout out to what's your company, by the way?
MRK Services.
MRK Services. Mike over here does everything on the interior, exterior. You guys need anything done, that's Mike. Brandon,
I'm all over the place.
He's all over the place. He's doing things. He's fantastic.
Yeah.
I know he's got some opportunities that happening right now.
I got some stuff cooking.
Yeah, we gotta go. Next time he's on, we'll give you where it's going on with him. But thank you. Keep subscribing. Keep watching. Thank you so much. We'll be coming at you with some new content every week. Signing out on Bonfire Banter. Have a great night. Keep stoking those fires.